Captain, could you have a supplemental log?
I could.
Just get a view into what the captain thinks is going on so far.
Sure. Captain's supplemental log stardate 60185.8. We are in orbit of Avlak, and with teams being beamed down to the surface to assist the investigation, categorization, and hopefully deborgifization of the different species and peoples down below. It seems we've had a few issues crop up. Apparently a rogue group of Klingons from our Supkita allies have decided to go in without permission. Also, the two commanders who I asked to help oversee logistics and operations down on the planet have apparently not done that and not informed me that they've not gone down. So I shall now have to deal with that myself. Oh joy is me. End log.
Not bitter at all.
I mean, are
This
you
is
telling me that doesn't
two.
sound like a penned log?
No, it definitely does.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
We cut to the bridge of the Achilles. You get a report from Lieutenant Arlen that he is entering the facility and is moving to rendezvous with Lieutenant Ryloff. He'll report in once he finds him.
Yeah, because I think I've got him going down, setting up the communications relay.
Yeah, so it's going to take him some time to set little relay pylons along the way and get to where he is.
My supporting commanders are currently busy, so I shall come down to Commander Jaishu.
You call Commander Jaishu. Commander Jaishu here. Go ahead, Captain.
Sorry about that. Yes, Commander, could you report to the bridge and handle logistics up here and with the station? I shall be heading planet side to handle it from there.
Hi, Captain. I'll be up in a moment.
Thank you very much, and come. I shall now come up with different teams for when I go planet side for different jobs.
What sort of teams? What sort of jobs?
One is for generalized security to make sure the facility is locked down from all sides, and from the governor's abode because there was a connector from there to the facility. A engineering team to make sure we can try and get as much data from the facility, and a medical/science team to assess any animals, creatures, or persons who have been Borgified to determine of what stage they have been, if they can be deborgified, or whether it would be more humane to leave them in the facility for the other option.
All right. That will cost you 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 opportunity and 1 escalation. Or it'll cost you 4 crew support, but I don't think you want to burn through that because it burns through your ability to use support characters.
Yeah, I just want to take 5 for it.
I'll take 5 through.
I'll turn to the crew or the group heads that probably have gathered.
Yeah. Josh, who comes up by that point and moves over to the XO seat to stand by while you kind of spin around in your chair and you're talking to the 4 team leaders.
So, this isn't going to be a fun job, or not every job is, but each job is vitally important considering this seems to be a Borg/Tal Shiar operation. We can't allow anything to leave to infect or get worse. So I need you all to be operating as best as you can and as best as I expect you to. That's all I ever need from all of you. And could I rally?
You certainly can.
Try to make some momentum for the other people. Would you take the trait of commanding presence?
I'll take it, yeah.
So 1 free hit. And because I'm just trying to generate, I'm going to give you... Well, I'm going to spend 6 challenge dice. You get 4. And I reroll. So we gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And give me control plus command difficulty 2, assisted by computer's command of the ship, as you're kind of this is you giving out the specific orders that you want each team to do, how you want them to check in, and and figuring out the relative chains of command you want them to follow, who you want them to talk to in X scenario, Y scenario, Z scenario.
Focus in strategy and tactics.
I'll take it.
I'll give you a threat for the reroll. And what was the ship, sorry?
A computer's command.
Okay, so we've got 2 flow.
Yeah, you basically doled out the what they need, and basically it's to the point now that there's basically these 4 away teams that'll have their individual jobs that you won't have to, because you made the roll, you're not going to have to watch them. They're just 4 advantages that there are away teams covering these issues. So you have security perimeter, you have someone securing the governor's facility, you have engineers and medical personnel in waiting that can be summoned into a scene without extra cost because you've already organized them, and they'll be kind of like the first 2 are more passive advantages that are just constantly doing the thing they're supposed to do. So you don't have to do it. The other 2 are more like trailers teams where there's the primary away team that's going further and further in, and there's 2 trailers that if you call them up, they're like, okay, we'll come up and help you with the thing. Until then, we're going to hang back and stay out of your way. But we're not too far behind. We're just trailing just so we're close enough we can be called for help, but we're not so close that if a fight happens or a hazard happens, we're caught up in it.
Could I spend the 2 bonus to create an advantage of the Klingons are informed of the teams going down, and if they wish to assist, they can.
You can do that, and actually, that basically will augment each of the teams with, because House of Gitta forces will just send along a liaison, like an extra officer, to help out with each of the teams. So each team is kind of bulked up a bit with a extra House of Gitta Klingon, or House Tarkin, or what have you. Like they'll send down who they think is best helpful for the situation. Primarily the first three, because none of the houses of Sugita or under Sugita are medical houses, but they have doctors, so they'll send someone along who at least is like a medical. There's a phrase. There's a term for it, but like a medical gopher or medical assistant.
Like a porter.
Like a nurse
Porter, yep.
practitioner.
Oh, nurse practitioner, actually, yeah.
But yeah, like I said, this is still a joint operation, and I want to make sure that they know that they are involved. That they're not just being shoved to one side.
Yeah, they're glad to help out. I mean, the most they've been doing, they were excited to take this job when they first came with Ryloff, and then found out nothing was attacking you or him. So it's been a week of, yep, not killing anything. And we can't leave until we're given orders, so we're just kind of stuck here.
Plus, if they can stretch the legs, they're less likely to cause trouble.
Yep.
But yeah, like I said, I'll be heading down to the surface with them to supervise from there, and leave Jaishu in charge of the bridge to liaise with the station and the Achilles.
Meanwhile, new scene.
Oh, it's the giant map.
Yes.
Ping in
there
the
we
way I
are.
want to. Lieutenant Ryloff, as you're making progress, you hear phaser fire. And the phaser fire abruptly stops.
From where?
Insight security difficulty of 3.
3. Okay. Paranoid.
Complication increase.
Mistrusts Klingons.
Complication increase because there's Klingons running around. That could be them doing this.
Yep. Don't think any other ones come up. Small arms focused.
Yep.
And it was inside. I'll give you. Oh, we're already there. Okay. I'll give you 8 threat, 2 momentum. Holy hell! Those are just 2 of those are 20s. One of them's a 19. Wow. Right. So, let's not. That is amazing and horrible at the same time.
Any way to recover that? Is that just lying where it is?
There's a few other ways. There's a few ways to recover that. I'm just looking at the mission directives again.
Mm-hmm.
Gather intelligence in Romulan Borg nanite research and neutralize any potential threats if necessary.
Yep.
I need to know what the hell's going on, what is a threat, before I can deal with it. And I need to know where that's coming from. Would that work?
It would, yeah.
Okay. Are you shitting me?
Wow, the dice hate you right now.
Yeah, they do. Okay. All right. Let's see. We're starting strong. I mean, this is
Look,
one I
this means
spent
it's
last
all uphill
episode.
from here.
Yeah, last episode's milestones.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Wow. Okay. Well, I still have a regular reroll anyway that I didn't use, but oh, and I should ask if wary is question mark. I'm trying to figure out where it's from, if that is an enemy or a hazard.
Where it would apply, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm currently no complications. It was diff 3 too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
My god.
What
16,
the
17.
hell?
It's not like these are bad stats. I'm just rolling high as hell.
These are these are like good D&D numbers.
I know.
20,
I'm
20,
playing that
19,
right now.
20, 19.
That's a 9, that's a 12. Those are my 2 successes.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I believe you fall short.
Yeah. Apparently. What the hell?
What the fuck?
It's
let
coming
me,
from it's coming from within the facility. That's all you
And-
can tell. The echoes of the hallways, the various beeps of the machines are just the reverb's just killing it. You don't know where it's coming from.
And I believe if he hits his comm badge, he doesn't get through to anyone. Was something at the end of last episode that he didn't quite know when he started.
He could tap his comm badge.
Yeah, he'll tap his comm badge. Relov to away team. Report.
You get no response. It does connect to a comm badge though. You do hear the acknowledge beep from the other badge, but you don't hear someone reply. Which means a badge is in range. You called the right badge. Whoever has the badge is either choosing not to say anything or can't say anything.
Right. Lovely. Okay. Well, I know my team was behind me, so there's that. Or, they weren't in here. They were somewhere behind me. So, yeah, we'll have to double back. There's stopping the Klingons doing whatever they're doing, and then there's my responsibility to the team I have. So I've got to look after the team in this case. So he'll start heading back the way he came. As I will sure as hell hope they're behind me and not somehow in front of me, given they were not supposed to come in. Just if it needs to be said, he does have his phaser drawn.
Worth saying.
Yeah.
I haven't had to use this in forever. Is this one? As you open up the door, you see a couple of things. One, you see Arlen and his team being surrounded by 3 rather large holograms. At least you hope they're holograms. These floating electrified clouds that you can see arcs of plasma jumping from one part of them to the other, lighting up the entire room. You can feel the heat as you're stepping into the room. Arlen and his team are very badly burned, and just in the nick of time, Captain Penn arrives with his team to this. You're in combat now.
Oh, fuck those are. I don't know what those are, do I? I don't have the faintest damn clue.
Insight security difficulty of 4.
You got my trait list. I don't know if any of these are relevant.
I will note there's the security team following after Pinned because you said, oh no, they're outside keeping the perimeter. I'm full of crap. You have trailers following you. I forgot. Clicky click. Romulan, no. None of your traits hurt or help you.
Okay. I had to be, sure.
Yeah.
With what's going on here. Well, it's nice to know my complication range isn't 3 this time. And what was the difficulty again?
4.
4.
Could I assist him?
You certainly could.
I don't actually know if I have an applicable focus for this either. Unless they happen to be a tactical system. Which they might be.
You could take tactical system at complication. It's related, but it's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Alright. If 4 with the pand assist. And that was insight security again?
Yeah, y'all.
Will worry apply to this in the sense of figuring out what hazard these are, or no? Because I'm already looking at them. I know that they're...
One moment. I will have to say no.
I figured I had to ask. I'll do 1 and 2 again, 1 threat, 2 momentum, and we'll hopefully do better this time. Computer, better. Is somewhat better. There we go.
The focuses I could play for, which are going to be either mental prowess,
No.
strategy and tactics,
No. Either of those will be at a comp increase.
composure. I'm not freaked out. It's just like, oh shit, is that?
If it was something you should know, I would take it. But this is something that I doubt you would know about normally.
Okay, then I'll throw out the Hail Mary. Quantum phase specialist.
No, surprisingly.
It's
I'll
worth a
admit
go.
that I'm surprised I didn't involve quantum phasing on this, but this is not a quantum phase issue.
But yeah, like I said, I thought I'd throw it out just in case.
Hey,
I'm fairly sure I know, but that's with Varder.
mine is saying you're verifying what it isn't by me saying no.
It's true. If they're what I think they are, how do I get them here?
Yeah, so these are a theoretical type of security system known as nanite swarms. It is a terrifying thing to do that Starfleet in the Federation would outlaw, simply because gray goo is very much an issue when you're screwing around with nanites for any length of time. Added on top of the fact that these have terrifying visages beyond just being swarms, they're projecting an image that's supposed to be frightening. This is actually, of all things, a Tel Shiar tactic that theoretically they could do if they could ever figure out how to build and maintain nanites. and this is something Ryloff wouldn't normally know because he's not Tal Shiar, but he would have heard of it through his Starfleet training as a security officer. He learned about it from Starfleet because Romulans were sure as hell not telling him about it.
I mean, yeah, no.
The combat starts with you two as you enter into the room. There's no reason for them to be attacking you. They're not attacking you. They're savaging the poor brutalizing the people on the ground.
Yeah. Well, I mean, clearly he did something to deserve it. I blame the Klingons by default. What do you want to do here, Bend? I don't know.
Well, I have a dumbass idea because I don't know how that would fucking work. I'll throw the dumbass idea out just in case. I have a Type 2 phaser.
Mm-hmm.
Could I overload it into a pulse and hit them with it? Like as it's pulsing, I constantly pulsing out and hitting with the pulse to destabilize them.
Phaser overload is an inelegant and brutish attack. Phasers are not designed to be grenades. Pulse grenades can do what you're asking, but phasers are very good at either being incredibly stable or blowing up. And even when they blow up, they're very inefficient in how they blow up. So you'd just be creating a regular grenade, really. Pulse grenades, you can do all kinds of funny things with them because they're programmed with all these things. I will say, Lieutenant Arlen does have some pulse grenades at his belt. You can see that he has one in his hand, and he got dropped before he could throw it. Like he must have had the same idea, and he just ran out of time.
I mean,
I could just dive in, grab them, and toss all three in different directions quick.
I mean, yes, that's going to wipe out Arlen and his team as well.
I mean, I'm open to suggestions.
I didn't have a better idea. I was just saying that's going to kill them, more than likely. And neither of us are doctors.
Question to the GM.
Yeah.
If one of us were to, say, go over to Alan's body and, separate, because it's a grenade belt, so it'd have 3 charges on it, correct?
There are 3 grenades, although 2 are on the belt, on the bandolier, and 1's in his hand.
Okay. So it's, theoretically, all 3 of them. So would it be possible to, while standing over him, just, even if it's a low-powered pulse, just chuck it to the wall behind each of them so it doesn't fall on area?
Grenades by default have area. The only thing the only way to protect the people is to give them cover of some kind. They have to be out of the blast area, or they have to be out of the range band. Right now, everything in that room, like you and Ryloff and Pend are both at essentially medium range to that room because you're not in the room yet, you're kind of in the doorways. But anything in that room is all close range to each other because it's a very small room. So if a grenade goes off anywhere, it's hitting everyone in that room just because it's such an enclosed space. Because this thing's only 3 meters by 6 meters. It is a tiny room where a grenade's going off. Even if now that said, you can turn it. You can set it to stun. That's why I was hinting at it. Grenades a phaser grenade goes off and can do. I could reasonably spend threat and make it lethal all of a sudden. Whereas a grenade, you purposely set it. You can set it to do a stun pulse, which that could theoretically area and put lethal hits on the people on the ground.
But already injured in some
manner.
Okay. The explosion will prioritize for area. It will prioritize because the assumption is you'd be throwing it in such a way that you're trying not to hit your friendlies. So
you're throwing it up at that point.
Yeah. So you would hope to get the way that you would want to mechanically do what you're narratively trying to do is that you're trying to make sure you get enough delta. You need 1 delta to get area to fire at all, plus 2. You want no more than 3 deltas total in your attack and your damage roll. Any more than that spills over into friendlies, starting with the injured people on the ground first, then you guys. Because you guys presumably would move away from an explosion, whereas people on the ground, the unconscious people can't make any evasion, so they're just going to get hit if it spills over.
Hey, Rylov.
Hmm.
Do you want to try and kill Pend?
Elaborate?
So,
No.
Pend is a we can agree Pend is relatively hardy in different ways.
Yes.
So, what if I try to rush the bodies, toss you the grenades while moving them up to, say, the corner, and on your action, you toss the grenades in while I cover the bodies?
Sure, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like, it's not suicidal, but I am
I
love
quite...
this.
Yeah, you understand where I'm going with this.
I'm also going off of, like, yeah, if Penn's just ran in there and sort of dragged them up to a corner while tossing around with the grenades, he'd be like, oh, I know what you want. And
Yeah.
he has a certain lack of,
Hesitation.
yes. He does,
Like-
in fact, have the trait no hesitation.
Yeah, it's like...
So-
It's a very... Like, quick actions need to be
Yeah, no,
taken.
I get
Okay, that's what I'm going to do, GM.
Oh, all right. So you want to... You're going to move over to them.
Yeah, so essentially I can get up to 3 actions. So what I'll do is like collect both of them, move them to the corner.
Plus security, because you're in the middle of a fight. Fitness, security difficulty, 2 to kind of cut the... It would be lower because you're moving them within the same range band. They're not going anywhere on a large scale, but it's heightened by the fact you're trying to grab a bunch of people and shove them all into the corner, with some assumption that some of the people who are on the ground are still conscious. They just can't fight, like they can't really defend themselves, but they can like kind of help you a little bit. Like they'll try to, oh, I get what you're trying to do, I'll try to help. I'll kind of limp along and try to help you do what you want to do. So fitness, security difficulty 2 to kind of get these people in a corner.
Would you take the focus in composure?
Yes.
Take a threat, please.
Certainly.
Gain 2.
Whoops, grabbed the wrong person. No. Okay, I have to move you out of the way because I can't grab this. There.
Yeah, essentially I'd be moving on top of him to cover them. How much that would help is unknown as yet.
So one action is to push them over.
Swift.
I will... Oh, so swift action.
To toss a grenade. Or could I toss for a minor?
Minor was to move into the room and move into range. You did an action to grab them and push them over. So you'd have to... You need to spend 2 of something to get me swift, first off.
Okay, I'll spend the 2 momentum.
And then you need 1 resource to get an extra minor action to grab something off of somebody.
Okay, I'll grab the 3 grenades.
Momentum or threat for the extra minor.
I'll give you the momentum.
Okay. So you have the grenades.
Am I assumed to be covering the bodies?
You are not assumed to be doing that.
Okay. Then as a swift, I would like to essentially a penned blanket the people.
Fitness, security difficulty 2. Because you're covering, you're giving them cover by draping yourself over them.
Take a threat, please.
Certainly.
Would you take strategy and tactics for the fact
Given
of
what you're trying to do, yeah.
I'll overrun
This is how I kill Pend.
So it's technically a success.
I'm not even the one who's killing him. He's doing it. I don't even get to take credit for it. I mean, yay. Yeah, you cover them.
Okay, I know. And because, the only person to kill Pend is Pend.
I don't know, Vardo got pretty fucking close.
So you have grenades, you're draped over the bodies.
I'd like to spend a milestone. I've got one for specifically directing people, because I'm going to be directing Rylov to essentially toss a grenade belt into the room.
The thing is, for him to throw it, you still have the grenade belt. He doesn't. He's one range band away from you.
Oh no, I spent the mana to toss it.
No, as a miner, to just grab them off the people. If you want to toss it, that's an action. Like you spend a miner grabbing it off of Arlen and like getting the belt off of him and taking the grenade out of his hand. So you're holding on to the grenades right now.
Okay.
To toss it would be is an actual action.
If that's the case, I would like to spend to the value of as a leader. Sometimes I have to make a hard choice.
Yeah.
This is a hard choice. I'm literally deciding to blow myself up to save the crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll spend that for another action.
Okay.
To which I am going to toss the grenades to Rylov.
That will be... It's a ranged attack, hilariously. Control plus security. Difficulty, he's only one range band away. So 2. Rylov, you can assist because you're not trying to dodge him throwing them at you. You're trying to catch them. You can use control or fitness security to assist.
Gotcha.
Would you take the focus of composure?
Given how fast you're doing all this, yeah.
Take a threat, please, because
Certainly.
bold.
Jeez, I thought I was going to be picking on the medical team a bunch. Didn't know this was going to be this bad.
I've got a medal. I'm just gonna squash.
He just bounced it off his head. Like,
You press one of the contacts. No.
You just fucking nail him in the middle of the head.
And he's out cold. Well, that didn't work.
the grenades just roll back into
Fastball
the room
special.
and detonate.
So yeah, Rylov now has a free grenade in one hand and a bandolier in the other. Well, he has him kind of like the bandolier with one arm and kind of hooked in the arm, and then that other hand is holding, because you're holding a phaser in the other. Because I presume you're not dropping your phaser.
No.
But yeah, have fun.
Are you keeping the initiative?
Yes, I would like to not be mugged.
I assume that I think you have the ability to do that for free.
Yes.
Well,
To action.
carry on then.
So grenades. I don't have the stats for those. I didn't think I would be using them.
I'll get good, scrub. No. 1 second.
Pulse grenade.
Bam.
I think it's the
4 CD area
4 CD, and it's
with charge and grenade.
Isn't that per?
charge. Yeah.
That'd be 1 grenade, yeah. So that will be 4 times 3 plus your security.
If you throw them all at once, is that the plan? Or throw them all at once?
Yeah, just fucking pull the pin and toss it in.
So plus 12.
Also, funny fact, I actually have it wrong. Pulse grenades, by default, don't have area. You have to charge them for area, because pulse grenades are sci-fi grenades. Apparently, you can throw a pulse grenade at a single No, it has area. It's in damage rating. I'm smart. I'm smart, everybody.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
It makes more sense.
Yeah, because it's
You
called
can't charge it if you want.
pulse, because it's like pulses out in an area.
Yeah, it's almost like that would make sense. Yeah.
Am I charging this for anything? Is the question.
Supposed to do.
I probably should actually look at these things stats now because you're actually going to do damage to them. I thought I was going to scare you. And you're like, nope,
Yeah.
we're gonna blow them up. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
I mean, like, if I charge it for intense or vicious or anything, I'm screwing over Pend even more.
No, you're not. You're fine.
We choose
Okay.
we choose the spicy option.
Like, don't hold back. Go for it.
Roll for spend for lethal. Take him out. Get a promotion.
Yeah. Take him out. Take Arlen out. Like the most recent, the closest competition to. Yeah. Like I don't know that I'm in the lineup for promotion already. It spends it. We just haven't had the chance to give him the other bit.
In sort of royal tradition, you can be my XO.
Yeah, I'm thinking of intense in the line of thinking of, because I don't think there's anything specific for disruption or, like, specifically it's a nanite swarm. We're trying to get them to not stick together, so I'm thinking intense would probably work for that, as far as my head is going. If there's a cost to keep them up still. Nah, we'll do vicious. Meh. Yeah, charge vicious, yeet.
Charge vicious.
Yeah.
You're just looking at doesn't matter which one in particular you want to hit because they're all within the same range band, so it doesn't particularly.
I mean, yeah, we'll chuck it at the back because that's kind of. Then
That'll
again,
force
that's more of a thematic thing. Is it's gonna hit him anyway, but
Yeah. So give
like,
me
it's throwing it as far away from him as reasonably could be done.
control security, difficulty of 2 because you're throwing to a medium range target. Because presumably you're gonna step back a tiny bit, then huck it in.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna be like a duck around the corner, mildly, the kind of thing. Mildly. I don't think your grenade counts as a small arm.
No,
That's an explosive. I do not have a focus for throwing grenades.
Oh, sorry, you're throwing the whole thing in as well, right?
Yes.
Comp
guerrilla
increase.
tactics.
I'll take guerrilla tactics. Comp increase because you're kind of making these pulse screens kind of you kind of have to time it so you don't. You're throwing it in a way it's not designed to be thrown.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you a threat and. There we go.
Oh, and
Finally.
you're not rolling for lethal. Sorry, I actually have to check that.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
We're not actually doing the Romulan thing of going for a promotion by eliminating the captain. I did leave that.
Yeah, no, 2 momentum generated.
Do that through murder, actually. We do that for subterfuge. Klingons just outright murder people.
Yeah. Oh no, there's a thing. There's a process.
I get someone else to kill them for me. But anyway, yes. And I'm just, if it's all four, am I just doing 12? On top of security, or that seems ridiculous.
No, it's 12 plus your security because all 3 of them are detonating.
That is ridiculous.
That's vicious.
Well, you hit all of them. Would you like your? Well, actually, you get to know the results before it hits. So that definitely hits all of them. It definitely hits Pend. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
You alright, Pend?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
My suggestion would be to literally re-roll all of the effect dice.
Why?
Question. Why?
And do you think you can tank that?
I can tank that.
Apparently he's fairly
Cool.
confident he can tank that, so I kind of want to see that happen.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if these things are going to go down is the question. So if anything, do I re-roll the zeros?
What?
Well, let's see if they go down first,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah, no,
can handle a solid 25.
I am entirely fine with leaving it at 25. I'm not trying to.
Because you do get to know whether or not it hits for effect before you need to spend. Which is a funny thing about STA.
Yeah.
They have that immunity, and they have machine. So I will say, I don't mind telling you this because it's not parting the veil too much. So I resisted 6 of that. 3 of it because they're machines, and 3 more of it because they are immune to pain, and this is a non-lethal attack. Unfortunately,
That is still 19 damage.
that's still 19 damage. Now, 5 would not be enough to knock them down because they're a swarm of itty-bitty nanites that some could be knocked out, some could not, which would require you to fill their stress track.
Aw.
Let
Doop,
me guess.
doop, doop.
This is amazing.
So,
Womp
Yeah.
womp.
so I'm going to
So-
spend a medal GM
Well,
to half the damage. So would you say that's 12 or 13?
round down's the default,
So
I
12.
believe.
5,
12, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
10,
Well.
12, and I'll spend a medal to avoid an injury. I'm good.
It is all noise, and when you poke your head back out again, Ryloff, every available surface is scorched in phaser burn because you basically stun blasted the entire room. It's a very light burn because it's not stun setting. All the little things kind of have clattered to the ground, and you can see them kind of twitching and moving around on the ground. But they are severely damaged. And they might repair themselves, but not by end of scene. It requires an action from somebody or something to repair them. They can't repair themselves quick enough. There's too few nanites to really help themselves. Pend, on the other hand, his uniform is a few shades darker because he got the worst suntan of his life. His hair is a little bleached on the back of his head. Some of the people underneath kind of got a little scorched, but they took like at most like I don't know like half again of what Penn took. Actually, there's a way for me to calculate this. You're not Durasteel, you're a person.
You say that like I just didn't take 25 damage.
So it was 12, and then you avoided the injury?
Yeah.
So your stress track is currently full.
Nope.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I have 3 stress left.
So, there's rules for cover, because that's what you gave them.
I just ate shit.
And we need, so 12 is the magic number we want to bring down.
Note to, if anyone's watching this, to newer players or players who don't really understand the rules, generally you don't try to tank 3 grenades at once. It's not something you should try to do unless you're an experienced player with lots of stress and medals.
This is your don't try this at home warning.
Because,
Yes,
most characters
this is
die when you do this.
This character has 5 years worth of stuff on it.
Freaking casual.
People say STA characters don't advance.
Star Trek is a Hollywood production employing trained stuntmen. Please do not attempt this at home.
Penn survives all of this, and then a blue barrel falls on him.
I mean, that would be funny.
Like, even in a place where it makes no sense for a blue barrel to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rock's fault you die.
Like,
Blue
yeah,
barrels show
yeah,
up, you're dead.
exactly, like,
What do they do? They're there. You tell me.
You see, like,
shows up,
Arlen,
dead.
like, paints the shape of one of those funky doors in the wall, and he walks through it, and then when Penge tries to walk through it, it turns back into a painted, and he hits his head.
It's Looney Tunes.
Who hit me with a anvil? God damn.
Well, that was me. Sorry.
Yeah, that was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
You have that medal twice, though.
I do.
Yeah, so you could have.
No.
Like if like after half an and it still would have filled, I would have 100% spent the second one then.
I was honestly expecting you to do it just to flex.
I've still got like scenes after this.
True.
Yes, book that. I agree with you, but like,
Yes, I agree. Players should not be able to do this, but they did it, so I need to know how to fucking solve it.
Oh, I don't think the book helps you answer that.
well, I'm trying to determine how many cover dice you provide.
I mean, Penn is a thick boy.
That is a way. to
Like
say
I'm
it,
not
yes.
saying he's like dummy
Oh,
thick, but he's a
I mean,
big boy.
one of your legs is metal.
Precisely.
I'm doing this the
Yeah,
hard way.
does my thick boy trait come into effect here?
I'm not running that kind of game, but thanks for asking.
Just wide. Absolute unit.
Even grenades can't make these claps cheek.
God damn it.
He's claps cheek.
Yeah, I said it the wrong way around.
No, one take. Only one take.
So you realise you got a concussion, you said that wrong.
One take.
I mean, I'm 100%, well, we're both 100% getting dinged for that, you realise.
Unnecessary risk? Yeah.
It seems perfectly necessary. I don't know what you're on about.
Oh boy.
There are other ways that I'm not even getting into it.
What other ways? It seemed to work well.
If it worked, it was the correct option.
It's
That's
all the
Gungnir
way-
talk.
all the way back in the render station, Brennan's eye starts twitching, and he doesn't know why.
What do you mean he got hit with a grenade belt and he was perfectly fine? Clearly he's lying in the reports.
And gets brought up on falsifying records. Has to prove that he can
Yeah, that's
face
what
tank
does
a
it.
grenade.
No, has to face.
The only way to prove that he can do it is to make him do it again.
Yeah, but not a single grenade, just a grenade belt.
Uh-huh.
So give me 2 challenge dice each, and that's how much of the 12 that you're blocking. Due to the fact that you did make an effort to kind of push him into a corner and did an action to drape yourself over. I'll add the fact that you've made yourself, and you resisted quite a bit of that, didn't take an injury yourself. Effects will count as 2. You're only rolling 2 dice
Oh.
because, and you can, it's like a damage roll, so you can spend a reroll if you want, or to add to it. Right now, the people in there are about to take 11 stress, which will cause a lethal injury.
Yeah, I'll spend 1 momentum to reroll.
So 3, 1, 2, 3. That's still 9 stress.
I can generate 4 bonus momentum from medals. I'm going to put that into resistance, essentially.
So
Down to 5.
So how much bonus? Sorry.
4. So I put it
So
down to
4.
5.
5. Yep.
And could I spend another
We do
momentum?
have actual momentum on the table. Yeah.
That brings it down to 4.
There you go. So you managed to. Part of it is that part of it as well is that some of the people, everyone's has currently in the team has a non-lethal injury. So again, they can't really defend themselves much. But you've created an advantage that these people are they have some effort to kind of bunch up, cover their heads, cover those who can't really cover themselves, that sort of thing. And it's this big lump. So Ralph, when you poke your head around, you see this ball of uniforms, and everyone just really tightly packed into that corner as much as they can, with Penn just kind of paler on one side of his body, on the back side of his body, and but otherwise, yeah, you've survived.
Can we not do that again?
It seems like an unlikely situation to have rise again.
Can you go to that door and whistle? It'll summon the medical team.
Captain.
I don't
And
think, I don't think I've got the oxygen at the moment.
New scene. I was struggling because I have to find what gauge to use for cover, and like a runabout gives 4 cover, for example. So lighter covers like 2. I was like, oh wow.
Pend is half a runabout.
You
Correct.
are.
Let's apply this out of context.
Yeah, next time I have to take a shovel, I'm gonna requisition the pen. It's gonna, ask you to piggyback ride me all the way to Deep Space Nine.
And yeah, I've just seen the breaststroke in an Eva suit.
Oh, you would have
Look,
actually. Slight rewind there. Everyone in there would have had Eva suits. You would have had 1 resistance from your Eva suits because you have to wear Eva suits while you're in there because the air is not safe.
It doesn't make that big of a difference.
Gains you 1 momentum because you had to take 1 less.
It saves us some momentum, which then goes away because scene change. But
Yeah, I already took care of the scene change.
So we cut back to exam room 2 with Commander Throlic, Commander Aza, and Ensign Ven with their little mystery.
oh yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Grab those.
Now, I got disconnected towards the end of last session, so I don't know what the very, very end of it was.
I'm trying to remember, GM. Can you tell us what the exact last thing that happened was?
I figured out something. I figured out what was going on, kind of. The artificial wormhole and the orb of possibilities.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember, or like orb of possibility or orb of reality.
Yeah.
And was that the last thing we did? Did we do
And
anything after that?
I basically I remember that I cold called something about the orb of possibility being related to that wormhole that I detected.
And then the last thing that happened was, didn't you have another episode that was mitigated by the cytosine blockers?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact order, but I
Okay.
I'll BRB. I can actually double back and check.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, just because I'm pretty sure that me making that cold call was like right at the end of the episode. Because I think I made some like tiny roll that resulted in Corbinian being like, yeah, nope, that's what it is. Or something like that.
That sounds about right.
I felt very proud of myself
Your pride and accomplishment was off the charts.
for 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 putting those for connecting the dots. Because usually when I go, haha, I've connected the two dots, everyone goes, you didn't connect shit. And I say, haha, I've connected them.
Yeah, that's basically how it goes.
All right, so the last thing was trying to narrow down where the orb of possibilities went to.
Oh,
And the
yeah,
legend
that's
was
right.
that it was somewhere in the Shackleton, and then you were trying to narrow down roughly where.
Right.
And you've narrowed it down to a
And then,
few. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. We were trying to narrow it down to a few places, and then I remembered the wormhole.
Yep.
That's what happened. We were trying to narrow down where, and then I remembered that the wormhole was a thing. The place where I detected that wormhole, does that fall within the our expected search zone?
The Shackleton, yes.
But didn't we narrow it down slightly within the Shackleton? Like we managed to use some context clues to figure out, like I remember we made a roll with it using like history where we used like some context clues from the
That would
legends
be,
to be
yeah.
like,
It would coincide with it because the legend suggested that it was so many spans from a star, which would indicate a
right,
significant, like it was an astronomical number, haha. But it roughly equates to a extreme range to star systems. So it was in open space essentially. Certain areas within open
yeah,
space, but they're still within extreme range. So they're still within this,
right,
they're still like one star system away, one hop away.
right,
But
yeah,
that would coincide. It would qualify under that. But the problem is that would be a lot of, and actually I will narrow it down further based on that role. That it is somewhere in this. Oops.
oh, where? Ah, so not too far into the shackle.
No.
Yeah, which tracks? This was early Bejor. They probably wouldn't have been able to get in too far into the Shackleton,
Mhm.
considering all the spatial anomalies and like spatial storms. They probably would have gone in a little bit, throw it into the storm, figure, yeah, this is good enough. I don't think anyone's ever gonna get out this far, and then turn back.
Okay. So I think this is now a job for Ven. Ensign, would you like to head down to astrometrics, see if you can narrow this down any further?
Yeah, if this is what I think it is, I think this might be related to that wormhole that I detected, and if that's the case, then I think I might be able to narrow it down even further. Because I know what I'm looking for in that regard. Because did that wormhole collapse?
It was collapsed.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember what happened. Okay, that wormhole did collapse. Okay, so if that wormhole is a result of the orb of possibilities spanning realities, then all we have to do is find it again.
Do you think you can find it?
I can certainly try.
Seems like it might be a bit of a tall task.
But hey, at least I think I know what I'm looking for now, which is more than I could say when I woke up earlier.
Good.
Uh, but I might want to keep security and medical on notice, in case I have another episode.
You hear the voice again.
God damn it! Oh, block
Didn't
it
say that
out.
out loud. Out of curiosity.
No,
And-
the god damn it was me as the player, but
I will note to Ven though,
Okay.
because of the blockers and stuff, you find that once you start hearing the voice, you're able to very quickly ignore it. You can still hear it, like someone, it's like a jerk roommate playing their boombox their TV way too loud, in another room. So you can kind of just tune it out. It's not like you're in the room with the headphones on blasting your own head. It's like it's loud, but it's loud and far away enough you could just tune it out if you really wanted to.
Oh no, there it is again. Oh. He shakes his head. No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Yeah. Commanders. Yeah. I think I can work on this, but I might need I might need some medical check-ins every once in a while just to make sure
I'll
that.
assign you an escort. This is
Yeah.
important, Benson.
Yeah.
Could I activate my medical team ability to get a medical team to follow him?
You totally could, yep.
All right. So yeah, she is going to grab her pad and say, well, it looks like it looks like there's a nurse on duty who isn't doing anything. They can follow you around, and if anything happens, be there to catch you.
Yep. Make sure that the nurse knows that if anything goes sideways, call for security. Cause
Bridge to med bay.
Asa is going to look at Fralic, unsure if Fralic should take it, before she taps it and says, this is Medbay here.
Hearing the voice of Jaishu, you hear her say, we're currently collecting some injured away team members and beaming them up now. Do you want us to put them straight to one of your wards or carry them from the transporter room?
Beam them to Ward 2. I'll be there immediately. And she's going to give the two of you a nod and walk out of the room.
then sort of pulls himself up and addresses Thralic. Yeah, normally I'd just be taking it easy and not pushing myself too hard, but well, it sounds like the sickbay is about to get swamped, and on top of that, I'm the one who knows the most about that wormhole. I was the one who first saw the readings of it, so I have the most familiarity with the readings. If anyone's going to be able to use that to backtrack this thing, I guess it's gonna be me. Okay.
I'll coordinate with the commander's medical team here and make sure that you have a security escort as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Security escort will cost you 1 momentum, 1 threat.
Alright. Do we have that technology to spend?
We do.
We have a momentum. We have a threat.
Cool.
So adding Ben that he has the advantage of a security team that's on him. Boop.
Yeah, I considered whether just doing a hoplite team would be better, but I think having the specialist there is probably good.
Oh, yay.
Then for a second, you see there's a blur and a double image of Aza still in the room and saying something to Thralic. Thralic saying something. You can kind of see this ghost of your hand gesturing like you're saying something, and then it fades.
Oh, and to be extra wonky with it, is the hand I'm gesturing with the hand that I'm missing?
No.
Okay.
You see the prosthetic in frame actually, so to speak.
Okay. Okay, that would have
That
been
is worth
that would've
asking.
been-
That is worth asking, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that being the kind of weird alternate reality mind fuck shit. Yeah. Oh, shakes his head again. Yep, I'm good. I'm good. And Ven is gonna head off to once the security team and the medical personnel, the nurse show up. He's gonna say, "Yep, okay, going to astrometrics."
And away Ven goes. What does Commander Thralic do?
Well, I'm probably going to call up to the bridge expecting Ken.
Bridge here, you hear Commander Jaishu's voice.
Commander, do you know where the captain is?
Captain's gone down to the surface to assist Lieutenant Ryloff. He's all right. He got burned a bit, but the away team, the medical team that was trailing after him, and then she basically relates what's happened because they would have found out. The medical team would have found out from Ryloff and Penn what happened, and then as they're bringing out the injured, they tell the bridge what happened.
Got it. All right, I'll head up to the bridge. Just finished dealing with a strange situation down in Medbay.
Everything's strange about this mission, Commander, but then again, it's the Achilles. I don't know what counts as strange anymore.
Isn't that true?
I'll keep the seat warm until you get up here, Commander.
See you shortly. No close comms.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do. For a threat, ESP can activate.
Boys.
Boop, boop. The answer is closer than you think.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Okay. So, yeah.
The answer is closer than you think is something like a serial killer sends the detective on their case when they want to taunt them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to know I'm creepy.
Yeah.
It's a skill.
You don't have to help anymore. It's fine.
You could have saved her, Mr. Police. I gave you all the clues.
Commander Aza. Since you started to smack talk me, time to pick on you first. No, seriously, next one was you. But no, so you get to the ward, and you see the Arlen and his away team very badly. I won't go into the specifics, but millions of tiny knives attacking very bunched up, unable to take cover Starfleet officers.
I thought they were wounded in some kind of explosion. What happens to them then?
Nanites.
And then an explosion.
Oh.
Oh yeah, they
okay.
have burn. They have some scorching as well, but the scorching is the least of their issues.
Yeah. She'll call for a burn specialist and yeah, God, I don't even know like what kind of fake medical jargon I could give for this scenario. I
Funny
wasn't
enough,
trained for this.
this falls under triage, and there's a role for this. It's an extended task role because some of these people are
Okay.
more injured than others. And camera-wise, we're kind of seeing Aza step out and kind of taking mental stock of the hectic work that was happening just in behind that door.
Yeah, I imagine this
Um,
is probably a lot more like giving orders and organization of the emergency response team than her individually, laying on hands.
What is this?
Throwing
D&D?
hands just jumped to mind.
No, I meant like the healing hands.
I know. Work 12, magnitude 3, difficulty 3. Presence medicine is the rule. You're allowed to take 3 shots at the can at this. After that, something's likely going to happen.
Okay, then. You said presence medicine. The next arc I get, I want a focus in like emergency response or something to that effect because it would really come in handy on a lot of my roles.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
To be fair to you, you didn't know you were making CMO when you made your character.
this is true. This is true. We can only roll with the situation we're dealt with. Bjorn, people. Okay. I think I have something that'll hurt me. I have commander and name only.
That will increase difficulty.
So diff 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, now I just want to see Aza and Miss Sally interact.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, it'll be the mecha double show. It also ends with one of them dead. Conversation, psychiatry, meditation, hand phasers, empathy, cooking. Okay. It's a stretch, but can I spend determination on my value, go with my gut? That like I have like a gut sense of what the proper response is here, and I do it and I execute it immediately.
I'll take that. Like you like, even though you're not a physician, you very quickly figure out who in the room is the best call.
Yeah. She's maybe seen the aftermath of a firebombing before, and has a sense of what to do here. Other than that, yeah, I'm a medical officer, but I'm not really built for this. So I think I'm just going to start handing out, giving you thread. Okay. Give me 5 threat to roll 4 dice. Is that correct? It's 5.
To roll 4 die. 1 for 1 die, 2 for the second die. Oh, but you spent for determination, so 2 and 3. Yep, 5. You're right.
Okay, I just wanted to double check, and I'm giving you that. No. 2 20s in a row? Oh man. Okay, well. No, I didn't, because you said the diff was. Oh well, I did spend. Okay, so we have 1 momentum.
Because it's 1, 2, so you're at 4, 5. 5's your total currently.
Yeah, 5 and diff 4.
Yeah. You actually gained a momentum so far.
Yeah. Okay. Could I spend on, despite my experience, I have so much to learn, on the grounds that I have also never seen something like nanites before, and like this is a new experience for me.
I'll take that, yeah.
All right, I'm going to re-roll those 2 comps. Okay, that's 2 momentum generated. And the number of work dice I roll is equal to my medicine score.
+2.
+2, so it's... I have a momentum. I'll re-roll 4 of those. Did they go through?
Not as yet. There it goes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7
Okay.
which is enough for a breakthrough.
How many rounds did you say I get before something bad happens?
3 total.
3 total. Okay.
Oops.
Okay. Well, we just have to hope I hit a breakthrough every round.
I will point out mechanically, if you max out the work track, which you have 7 of 12, if you hit fill work track, it gets you another breakthrough.
I know.
Okay.
So you can get 5.
So
you get-
the first breakthrough you get is the first bit is really just figuring out who needs to be where, who doesn't need to be in the room, who does. And
Yeah.
also very quickly getting a feeling off of who here can help you organize this, because you are a command officer, and there's a lot. But the first thing they teach you in command training is find an executive that can help you do your job, and you very quickly find who that is. Go, okay, do this. We're doing this. Now you still have to actually treat these people quickly before their injuries progress, because you're treating a mass casualty event basically. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I overspent, but oh well. The work gets peeled back because you spent a bit of time having to organize yourselves. So you really didn't treat the patients, but you're now nice and organized, and everyone knows who's doing what now.
Okay.
Difficulty goes down to 3 because you made at least 1 breakthrough.
Okay.
Do you want to reroll veteran?
Oh, yes. Reroll again. Oh, sorry. I should have only rolled 1, and that was a 0, so no dice.
Actually, if anything, too many dice now. But
It wasn't intentional, but yes. Barter is a false god, etc., etc. Okay. Take it again.
so you're giving me 5 again? And actually, no. How much are you spending? Because you currently don't have any determination to buy 2 free hits.
Yeah, that's that. I'm sorry. I'm thinking. So it's difficulty 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I'm organizing people, could I give you people person on the grounds that I'm more able to get people to do what I want because I know them so well?
Sure.
Okay. So it's
So that's
Right.
either difficulty decrease or complication decrease, because you do have an increased comp because of commander name only.
Oh, I thought that was raising difficulty because the last one was diff 4.
Oh, you're right. Yep. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to cheat you.
Okay.
So
So I was gonna say I did not raise comp last one. Okay.
So effective difficulty is now 2.
Effective difficulty is now 2. All right. Have 3 threat. Okay.
On the
Good.
button.
We're good. No, that's 1 momentum.
Oh, you're right. Yep. 1 momentum gained.
That's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. How much more is it to complete the work track?
6 more.
Right, because you spent threat to remove the work from last one.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't know why I nodded. You can't see me.
I got the nod vibe. Okay. That's still 1 breakthrough. Okay, so we'll do another round. We'll do 1 last round. Yeah. Okay. So this is only diff 1.
Would be diff 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Difficulty jumps back up as one of the patients, specifically Lieutenant Arlen, crashes, and all the triage just kind of stops for a second as they have to pull a good chunk of your personnel, have to rush to save him while also still trying to save everybody else. But it's one of those, you're trying to make sure Arlen doesn't die, but also ideally, you're hoping no one else dies as well, but this may be one of those situations where someone
We
has to
can
make
only
a
save
call.
so many. Yeah. Okay, you said that raise comp.
Raise difficulty back up to 5.
Okay. Let me think here. Okay. Here's an idea. So, so very recently, we've encountered strong evidence that we are about to encounter an orb of the prophets, and yet at the same time, this catastrophic, inhumane event is happening. And these things are not supposed to happen to people like this. Could I challenge it? This is causing a bit of a spiritual crisis in her, that these two events seem contradictory, and challenge the value deeply spiritual.
You can, yep.
Okay. I would like to spend it on sometimes you have to help those who can't help themselves, on the grounds that Asa is stepping in to take a more personal role in this, because a lot of the people are now occupied, so that like she's scrubbing in and now she's getting hands-on in it.
I will take that.
Okay, so that's 2 hits. Okay, let's first veteran. No dice. 2 momentum, 3 threat. Okay, well, we can reroll that with Bolt Medicine. So that is 2,
5 on the...
7.
Oh, yeah, right. 7. You're right.
I can count.
Well, I can't. They don't teach that up here. 6 challenge dice, please.
Of course.
All zeros. Come on. Yeah, no. Roll for me a single d20.
I would love to. 11.
11. Of the entire away team that was there, you are able to save Arlen and most of the away team. Unfortunately, despite your best efforts, one officer perished.
Okay.
If you had run out of time, over half of them would have died. So you saved a significant number of them. It's just you ran. There's only so much healing you could do.
And also, I imagine that one guy might have been so far gone that, like,
You had to
there
make
was
the call.
little. If we were a hospital, maybe, but you can't live your life in maybes.
So you kind of step out of the room, and this is Asa Asa has this moment of going over everything, and I will say that Asa is able to determine. I mean, she has a question of faith she has to answer, but medically speaking, following her training from Starfleet Medical, she did everything by the book.
Yeah, Asa is going to like step out into like a secluded hallway and just lean against the wall, wipe the sweat off her brow, and just take deep breaths. She tries to take in the magnitude of what she just saw, and she's going to think to herself, if we did everything we were supposed to do, how was that not enough?
New scene. We cut to astrometrics. and a certain ensign, dogged by a security team and a nurse, makes their way into the room.
Do you need me to drag my token on there, or?
I would certainly appreciate the help.
Or is...
Oh wait, no, I need your token to be a certain way. Shoot, go away.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for helping, jerk. No, I forgot that you can't add those. Well, you can, but boop, there you go. You can't see that. I can though. There you go. The hologram comes to life as you start stepping through the doors, and you see the massive display of all known space in the alpha and beta quadrants, and a little aside of the gamma quadrant. I believe that is. Nope, that's the delta quadrant pattern for Voyager's journey, because that's the known bits of the delta quadrant.
Then approaches the central console here and starts inputting numbers. All right, computer, change primary view to Shackleton Expanse, and computer will bring up will make the Shackleton Expanse the whole screen.
Yeah, well, actually, what I do is that this part of the screen, a little display kind of zooms out, and right in here, this part is blown up, so that you can. So you can still see the wider map, but he's seeing, because Astrometrics is always tracking live data as much as possible.
Yeah.
But that does mean whoop.
Okay.
And you want to look over this way.
Over to here. All right. It's into this subsector. All right. I have the data for the wormhole I detected. Now to see if I can't find secondary readings that are coincident with that which led me to discover the wormhole in the first place. So I'm not looking for the wormhole. I'm looking for secondary distortions and secondary astrogation anomalies that would have coincided with the initial spotting of it. If I found it once, I can find it again.
Sorry, just considering how I want to run this. Okay.
No problem.
Oh, send a task. Work 18, magnitude 4, difficulty 4, reason science, assisted by computers plus con, because you're using the charts to help you figure out what's going on here.
Astro navigation focus. Or not astro navigation, astrophysics, sorry.
Yep, I will warn you. You have 5 shots at the can at this, at which point enough time will have passed that other events on the ship will have happened that might interrupt what you're doing. Or most likely will interrupt what you're doing.
All right. Is there resistance on this?
No.
Okay.
The benefit is
I
that between the interior group, the Coreward group, the Rimward group, and the KT Bowman group, there is significant. The Shackleton Fleet Operations has done a lot of surveying, as much as they can anyway. But a lot the Shackleton's a very busy place these days.
Right. There's a lot of data. These guys don't know what they're looking for. Okay. In which case, for the moment, I am just going to spend 1 momentum. Because I have something up my sleeve in case I don't get this. That is not enough. Oof. So that is still 3 successes. So so here's what I am going to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I have failed at my first crack at the can, I am going to give you 1 threat, Corbinian, to activate Learn from Failure. A true scientist learns as much from failure as from success. When you fail at a science task, you may add 3 to threat to create an advantage that represents knowledge or insights gained from the failure. The cost of this task is reduced by 1 for each success you scored on the test. Actually, so I don't... Oh, so do I have to give you anything?
One moment. Funny thing is, I was reading that just today. It's funny. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. I hope someone takes that. I forgot you had it.
Well, I didn't say anything. I was waiting for an opportunity
Cost of this is reduced.
to...
For each success you scored. You'd owe me 0. You're right.
Cool.
Because you got at least 3 successes. Yep.
So even though I failed, I do generate an advantage.
Which
for
makes
my
the second
next crack at the can.
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah. We were saying the same thing.
Yep. So I'm gonna lower the difficulty to 3. I am going to take another shot at it, spend a momentum. That's 3 hits. Thank you, ship.
In the ship. Hey, gained 1.
Yep, gain that 1 back. First things first. And I generate a bonus.
You owe me 6 challenge dice.
Cool. Oh,
4,
nice.
5, 6, 7.
Spending the 1 to re-roll the 2.
Okay. Eight, 9, 10.
Yeah.
10 of 18 work. 1 magnitude generated. Oh, that was the second crack at the can. So the first breakthrough lets you know, you kind of re-verify your initial presumptions to ensure that you didn't just make a calculation error. So you kind of have to go over your work and go like, wait, computer, verify what I think is true is actually true. It's like, okay, good. Your narrowing down does make sense. You know, you did that you did that on like a pad and stuff and in your head. Now you've went to astronavigation, astrometrics. It's like the only way this is wrong is if something drastically has changed about the universe, or the only place you could double check better would be Narendra Station. But this is as good as it gets. This is a sort of data that the con department depends on the lives of the crew. Like they trust this data. This is life-saving data. So if this saying this is how the universe is as we know it, then this is as good as you're ever gonna know.
Yep. Cool. I am going to take my 3rd out of 5 cracks at the can at this, spending that momentum for a third die.
I'm gonna claw back that work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As what you're searching for is referencing ancient lore and data, and you're trying to translate it into a modern sensibility.
Okay.
So there's a certain level of translation error that may creep into your calculation.
Then
Yeah, 1 second.
you gain a threat back, but I also gain a bonus. And that was difficulty 2, so we generated 4 momentum. Okay, now to roll 6 challenge dice. 1 to reroll.
6.
Spending 1 to reroll the 2.
7, 8.
It's another breakthrough.
Another breakthrough. You're able to determine that you're able to confirm that and remind yourself that you're dealing with not so much a wormhole as in the spatial sense or the warp sense, but in a dimensional tunnel, which has different astrophysical and hyperspatial calculations. That you can now account for. Like the computer keeps telling you that's not possible. That in error. And like, no. Assume this is true. Assume that is true. Like you can tell the computer to assume that the Earth is made of Jello. Now, knowing that the Earth is made of Jello, recalculates. Like, okay, and it'll give you that hypothesis.
Yeah.
It'll give you that calculation.
Override variable.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Fourth try at the can. It's only difficulty 1 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I
am gonna claw back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as you're dealing with the very cutting edge of science. And you are an eager beaver, but you are not a hyperspace theorist. That was not one of your specialties in the academy.
Yeah, I'm very good at astrophysics, but this goes a little beyond it.
Yeah,
but,
this is Q levels of physics, which is a whole other problem.
Yeah, fortunately, there's plenty of literature from the Enterprise that I can read up. Oh yeah, and Voyager too. They I mean, and Deep Space Nine, but mainly the logs on that just say punch him. Okay, spending 1 for a third die. Rerolling the whiff. That's 2 bonus, 2 momentum generated, and 2 bonus.
Give me your damage.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Spending 1 to reroll the 2. Ignore that. Just take the first 2.
That's 2 more. So put you to 6, which is enough for a breakthrough.
Hang on. Is there still 1 floating? Put that into 1 more work.
Put you to 7 of 18 work.
Yep.
And then
this is my
what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This spike in difficulty to Diff 5 is to reflect the fact that Ven is doing something that would normally take weeks, months, if not years of research, checking over, but Ven is piercing through the gate of knowledge and seeing something that hundreds, if not thousands, of other officers have missed.
Mm-hmm. I am going to. You brought it up to Diff 5, you said?
Yep.
Cool. I am going to spend my. Hold on. So many metals. Cool. Okay. Spending my Cochrane Medal of Excellence in Astrophysics, buying a die that spending my determination, always ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
I get 2 benefits of the determination spend, so that's 4 hits. Now, does that buy 2 dice, or does
It does.
that double the effects of the 1 die?
It buys 2 dice, essentially.
Okay, so then spending 3
You basically grab
momentum
2 dice
for
off
a
the
third-
table. You grab 2 dice off the table and put them both to 1, basically.
Okay, cool. Spending 3 die to 3 momentum to buy a third die, just so that I can proc my cautious for a reroll. Didn't even need it. Thank you, ship. That is 4, 6, 8, 9. So that's 4 momentum generated. I'm not even going to spend. I'm not even gonna try rolling my. What's it? My untapped. I'm just
Yep,
gonna.
good. It's a May.
I'm just gonna roll my 6.
Yep. So, then the final breakthrough.
That's my last breakthrough.
You determine a couple things. You check and check and check, and it occurs to you that, according to all the calculations, you have contradictory evidence, because the evidence says it should be here in the star system you're in. The problem with that is that immediately contradicts the fact that there's a star system here. You do some math, see, well, how old's the star? Maybe the star wasn't here, but no, the star's not that young. This system's been here for a while. You calculate for galactic drift. It should be here, but it's not. But because of how the recounting says it, it can't be here. And what you know about the dimensional tunnel,
What?
the gravity well of a star.
Can I make a guess?
Go for it.
It's not here. It's there, but we're seeing some kind of a projection of it.
No.
No.
Although good thinking, you're kind of on the right track. See, in an alternate reality, perhaps this wasn't here. And when it comes to reality, hyperspace sees across multiple realities, as does the prophets and the emissary.
So yeah, you watch as Ven makes like there's the map of the space as it is right in front of him, and then you watch as he makes 2 identical maps above it and below it, and starts linking points together on them and says, oh, that's it,
Would you like to know precisely where in the star system it is?
Yep.
I would charge you for it, but you used a computer to figure this out, so you have a free question anyway, so
Yeah,
it's free.
Science officer, baby.
As you're walking back, you start doing some calculations in your head. You grab at your pad, you're doing extra calculations, trying to narrow it down, because it might take you a while, and then you just have a light and bulb moment of, wait, you check just on a lark, on a guess. According to the math, it narrows down to the first planet closest to the sun.
And that's where they are, right?
Yep. New scene on the bridge.
Ven is, I will say, Ven is gonna run for the bridge.
You will get there in time.
Oh, he will.
Wonderful.
I just want to confirm that that's where he's going.
As Thralic steps onto the bridge, Joshua immediately moves away from the CO chair and moves to the XO chair. Commander?
Commander.
We have an update from the medical team. We lost one, but the rest of the team seems to be saved.
Right. Who do we lose?
Say again, Commander, sorry?
Who did we lose?
Martinez.
If you'll allow it, GM, I feel like the dramatic thing would be that's when Asa pops up onto the bridge saying, "Oh yes, it was Specialist Martinez."
Who pops up, sorry?
Asa,
Oh, Asa just boop.
presumably from the other one.
Boop.
Yeah, Asa, looking a little bit haggard, emerges out from the other turbo lift and says, "It was Specialist Martinez, Commander."
Joshua kind of looks over, surprised, like, oh, holy crap, she got up here quick. It just shakes it off and nods at Asa, like, not a whole lot she can say, really.
Yeah,
We'll take a beat and say, the specialist will be missed. I'm sure your teams did all they could. And then continue to sit in the command chair and
Mhm.
Look around for basically just situating yourself.
yeah, Asa is not on duty on the bridge. She just doesn't want to be alone, and she doesn't want to be in med bay, so she is going to sit at one of the auxiliary.
Commander, we have, Commander Thralic, we have a, as Joshua shakes her head, she realizes there's 3 commanders in the room she has to specify. Commander Thralic, the one silver lining in all this is that we do have a communication line to the Pend Ryloff away team. We can connect to them if you like.
Excellent. Do so.
This is Achilles to away team. Please respond.
This is away team.
Captain, wonderful to hear your voice. I'm very glad it isn't me down there right now.
How are the people set back up?
Most of them made it. We lost one.
Shit.
How is your mission proceeding down there, sir?
It's proceeding. We're moving forward and setting up lines of communication. It would go faster, but apparently taking a grenade belt to the back slows you down.
I can imagine.
We may need a few more bodies to help spread out. I've got a team on the outskirts, but whether it's to reach out to the Klingons for assistance or send some more personnel, that's up to you.
Understood. And I think while Penn was talking there, Thralic was beginning to gesture to a couple of stations to start getting teams coordinated.
I will ask when I get back up to the ship. I'm going to require the commander to take a look at my back.
Sir.
Asa turns around like she's about to volunteer, and then upon hearing that, nods and says, "I will meet you in the medbay, Commander, or Captain."
Oh, when I get back, I'm still on a mission, but yeah.
I think you should come to the medbay now. I think we can find someone else in your place.
Well, once the team comes down to relieve me, I'll come back up. I don't want to leave the away team understaffed at the moment.
Understood.
Suggestion, Captain, says Jaishu.
I'm all ears. Well, I'm 2 ears.
We could have either Commander Aza or Commander Throlix bring down actually even Commander Aza go down with the away team to evaluate you on site to see if you can carry on or if you need to come back. That way you get a team to you and you get a evaluation real quick. If you have to come up, you have to come up. If you can stay, she shrugs. You can stay. As she realizes you can't see her shrug, like she's like, right, you can only hear me on comms right now.
Yeah. Isa will raise her hand and say that. I that works for me.
Yep, that's perfectly fine. Thank you for the suggestion.
Ven comes blasting out of one of the turbolifts.
Pad in hand. It's on the planet.
What's on the planet, sweetheart?
I think like as soon as Ven says that, Throg's eyes just go wide because she understands with
The orb?
with ESP and this. Yes,
And he holds up the pad, and you know it's the image of the pad has imagery of like the astrometrics of the system, the physics output of the wormhole, and oddly enough, to anyone who doesn't quite understand what this is about, an old scan of like a Bajoran religious text. It's down there on the planet where the captain is.
Commanders? Jaishu looks over because she's out of the loop right now.
Do I need to go collect something while I'm down here?
An orb of the prophets is probably on the planet.
Oh.
Ven, you're with me. We're going down to the planet now.
All right.
I will say if there's something that valuable or powerful down here, send a few more teams. We can start moving in a net.
Yeah.
I'll get the Klingons on providing additional support.
Yeah. Asa will tap her comm badge and summon the medical team to Transporter Bay, and she'll look at Frolic and say, "Can we bust out the hoplites?"
I'm mobilizing now.
Sure. Right.
And like she's on the like console on the captain's chair issuing orders.
So we'll cut to, it's the same scene as we kind of have a cross shot for a brief moment of Throlic tapping out orders and tapping at pads and talking to hoplites. Meanwhile, in the other half of the screen, Aza and Ven step into the transporter room, getting their away team ready.
You know, he's like he's updating her on like the specifics of what he found. Like he wasn't gonna bury the lead there, but now that like they have a few moments between here and the transporter room, he's gonna say, okay, this is what I found, and this is why, and this is why, and it all makes sense.
Yeah,
Why
it's
didn't
very
I see
funny.
it before?
She kind of like nods along aimlessly at all the physics stuff, but then she can help with like the religious interpretation stuff. It's like you each have one half of the puzzle here.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of those, like putting too much air in a balloon moments.
Yeah, it's like peeling a banana.
Like when the prophet said this. Exactly.
Then, as you're explaining, you hear something very clearly pierce through that white noise that is the voice. 18, 37, 57, 1.17, 1.38.
57,
Coordinates.
18, 37, 57. Huh?
Coordinates.
Okay. Do I have... Okay. shakes his head. Wait a minute. Asa, Commander, I think I might have something.
Yes.
And he goes over to the transporter chief.
Ensign?
Stall, what are these coordinates? And he pops the coordinates into the
18,
terminal.
37, 57. One moment. Taps at the computer a bit. Gain momentum. You. Okay. These. No, this will. These coordinates aren't sufficient for a transporter beam. I'm trying to cross-reference it with a couple of coordinate systems. It does put. I could put you places on the planet, but one of them has you in the middle of the planet, inside of solid rock. Another calculation has you about 20 kilometers in the air, and the rest are open spans of the planet. Standard Starfleet coordinates, this means nothing. The numbers are enough. There's too few numbers for the calculation I would need for a transport. But I can, through other systems, I can figure it out.
Okay. All right. Ben's gonna download those coordinate systems and those calculations to his pad, just as further data to expand upon and extrapolate upon if we get anything else.
Commander, anything you're requisitioning for your away team?
Pattern enhancers probably would be good.
Pattern enhancers. Medical team.
Hoplites coming along.
Hoplites. I'm trying to think. Like, what else do we need?
Well, if you want to try and kill me, you're going to need some more grenades.
I think
Well, I
that's
mean,
it.
I'm just mobilizing most of my hoplite division, so, you know.
Yeah, I think just the personal transport enhancers.
Oh, I've got one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A containment unit. If you think there's an orb, you need a containment
right.
unit.
Yeah, Ven, is there a science containment unit we can bust out?
I would say those for the nanites would also be useful, but
Did
Agreed.
we have something similar? Because we had a similar sort of extra dimensional thing on the ship before. Can't remember if it was an orb.
He had a reality orb.
You had it contained in like the lab and stuff like that. But yeah, containment unit's like it's a one opportunity item of a hazmat containment unit. Standard. It's actually funny enough. It's standard issue Starfleet. They come in different sizes because Starfleet runs into weird crap in space quite often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a whole episode of Lower Decks about it that was really funny.
If you want something that specifically collects nanites, you'd want a second containment unit because you're trying to because you basically order a containment unit, one containment unit for something the size of the thing that Ven thinks it is. And that's like a big, like duffel bag hexagonal box.
I mean, we know what the size of an orb of prophets looks like.
Yeah. His has a bit more of a footprint because of the legs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But do you wish a containment unit for nanites as well? Because that'd be it's like a specialized hypo spray.
It sounds like a good idea.
And does Starlick wish to activate a support character to be part of the away team, or is Starlick going to be operating from the ship and assisting from there? Because you will have connection to the team now.
I think I'll be supporting from the ship.
So that means
Do we have
And
any
you owe me
engineers turning up?
2, 3, 4. Wait, how much complex cost again? 2 and 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, plus 2, plus 1, plus 1. Up, and escalation is only 2. So 6 opportunity, 2 escalation to get pattern enhancer, med team, hoplite team, containment unit for the orb, and nanite containment hypospray. And I'm not charging you for the EVA suits because those are mission critical. You need them to even try, so you don't get charged for that.
Man, it's pretty cheap overall.
So I have to note hoplite team and security team, a medical team. I should specify medical. Yep. Anything else you wish to request before you head down?
I'm good.
New scene. Where are you? You soup there. Eventually, the reinforcements arrive to rendezvous with Pend and Ryloff within the facility. I don't know if Frolic is in communication range. This way. As the away team enters the room, you see a mess of twitching nanites on the floor.
Well, good evening, campers.
These need to be secured.
I see a black screen.
You'll have to zoom out and look to the lower right corner.
My bad.
It's a big map.
Yeah, no, I was scrolling around and I was thinking my Roll20 was broken. Yeah, I am going to go over here in tree and
Control medicine difficulty of 1 because there's a med team nearby. Could be diff 0 if you want the hoplites to be helping you as well, but they won't be able to do other things while they're helping you.
take a threat, and I'm all set. Okay, that works.
2 momentum generated. You check over Pend. He's taking a very nasty stun burn from a pulse grenade, but he's taken it largely on the stretch of his back, the back of his head. He probably shouldn't go sunbathing for the next couple days. Avoid UV, that sort of thing. Some topical creams for a bit. But otherwise, he'll be all right. He's actually doing surprisingly well for someone who was in blast range of a pulse grenade. But you are able to kind of alleviate the pain with painkiller stuff, so Panda can actually like take a full breath without feeling a burning sensation across his back.
Yeah, she'll give him a painkillers and something to help him breathe easier, and she's going to look him over and say, I don't know, I don't know which deity you are in the favor of, sir, but you are in remarkable shape considering what you just went.
It's not my fault. I'm a physical specimen.
Oh, God.
Well, it was right. I'd rather me take the brunt of the explosion than the downed away team. So, you know. So an orb. Oh, before we continue, hoplites. Have you got anything to contain these nanites?
Control plus engineering, difficulty of 3 to collect the nanites. It would be higher, but hoplites are present, so they're making the difficulty go down.
Who's got good control engineering?
Rylov's got a 13.
I've got a 12.
Oh.
I can direct you and the hoplites.
Sure. Control engineering. No, I don't have anything for containing nanites. Who would have thought?
Paranoid increases your comp range by 1, by the way.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Okay. I'll give you a threat.
One threat eye.
Let the button go. There's the button.
That looks 1 short to me.
I've got an assist die.
Panda's giving a thing.
Is he though? Doesn't sound like a giving
Allegedly.
person to me. There you go.
It's the 2 things I'm good at: delegating and being blown up.
Yeah.
You have collected all the nanites safely and secured them. Because the big thing you have to worry about when you're collecting nanites, especially anything that's even at all Borg adjacent, is, well, 2 things you need to worry about nanites. If they're Borg adjacent, then you have to worry about them, I don't know, assimilating people. Even though they don't seem to be acting like proper Borg nanites in that way. But they could do it, so you want to be careful. The other thing is the ever-present gray goo threat. You know, runaway nanites can be a problem, so you have to make sure that they're contained enough that you are safe to move them around, but not so contained that you accidentally make them destroy themselves.
So, we have runaway Klingons and an orb. So, people, what's happening?
The Klingons I know are moving through a passage north of us. I was in the process of pursuing them when I heard phaser fire and presumed it to be from my own team behind me. I was surprised to find Arlen, but here we are.
Well, he was sent down first to help set up the comms relay, which is now up, by the way, so good job, Arlen.
Either way, We know the Klingons were going this way. Also, the facility seems to be permitting people to pass. Doors are opening. Whereas before I was having to force access. So someone wants, or something wants movement to happen. Which is
It could be the
unlikely.
orb. They have all sorts of powers. Do we know what the Klingons are after? I'm sorry.
No, they happen to be a rogue group that sprinted in here without telling anyone, so I haven't had the time to ask them, Commander.
Oh, by the prophets, if they knew about the orb. We have to go now.
What's this about an orb?
It's here.
It's a very
on the
long
planet.
story, sir, but she'll motion for Ven to explain it.
And Ven sort of steps forward and approaches. There's an orb here on the planet, somewhere. I haven't quite nailed down the exact position, but that's why I'm here. It's an orb that seems to be connected to alternate realities. Do you remember the reports of that wormhole that I detected a couple months ago?
At
And so I'm going to
the
have to ask you to
listening
slow down
post.
slightly. I just
Yes,
threw
that's the one.
3 different orbs, you could call them, at some nanites. What orb are you on about?
Bajoran
not a
orbs of the
description.
prophets.
There we go, thank you. I don't
The orb
happen
of-
to have ridges anywhere on my nose.
The orb of it's probability or possibility. Which one was it?
Isa looks supremely disappointed in you and says the orb of possibilities.
No, that was out of character.
Oh, okay.
It would be
That
possibility.
was
Yeah.
me as the. Yeah, that was me as the character being like, I feel like we've called them both at some point.
Because it is both.
It's the orb
That
of
was the point.
possibilities, or if you favor a less literal translation, the orb of reality.
So,
hence its connection
Yeah.
to, well, alternate realities.
so
And it's tied to that wormhole, which I really should have put together sooner.
if I'm understanding this from the 2 now objectives, we are following Klingons in a facility of which it's trying to bring, essentially direct us further in and not stop us. And we have an orb of possibilities and reality down here, possibly changing things to suit someone's will. Correct?
Right.
You got
The
it.
good news is, I have something of a lead. It's, well, not to be rude about it, it's a rather frolic method of understanding it. I've received some psychic flashes of some coordinates.
And what are they?
Are you certain
They're
they're
incomplete is what they are.
Well,
How do you know their coordinates then, Ensign?
just give me the. What are the numbers, or what did you receive?
18, 37, 57, 1.17, 1.38. Wait a moment. Hold on. Hold on.
I was just about to say, could I make a roll to figure that one out?
Hang on a minute. Hang on.
Someone's saying, from information present, Penn, you lack sufficient information to make the roll. The roll currently is impossible for you.
What if?
As in, the numbers don't correlate with anything you would know that would be at all relevant to the situation. You could make certain things fit, but they're not relevant to your situation.
Wait.
I'd appreciate you theorizing while we move. Every second we are here, the Klingons potentially get further away or get themselves killed.
Yes, we must go now. And Isa will motion for the group to walk.
Penn's just gonna unfurl that fold-out walking stick that comes with the legs. Like, I'm still using this.
I'll take the lead. Even I know
Captain,
what
if
to
you
look
can't
for.
keep up, you should be beamed back to the bridge.
If I can't keep up, Jesus. I'm possibly the fittest person on the away team.
Some of the hoplites give you a look.
I know what I
Honestly.
said.
One of them mutters, I didn't know Andorians believed in Jesus.
I believe in
And then someone gives them a look like, well, a lot of people believe in a lot of things. What does that mean?
Well, I'd say go to hell, but I don't want you in my living room, so shut up.
Way.
I presume Asa and Ents and Ven come along.
Oh, my bad.
Go on, as Asa stays put.
Yeah, you guys get lost and look for it. I'm gonna sit here and contemplate.
Thralik just phasing through wall. Yep.
Red.
Alright, well. Presumably don't crowd me in case there is a trap that I miss, and then you die as well. But yes, the Klingons went this way. This direction. That's...
How about we
Oh,
just...
also, don't use any medical supplies you find here. They might explode.
Why would I use medical supplies I find in the field?
Because you're desperate, or you think that's the best choice at the time. There are a multitude of reasons one might do that.
Asa like raises an eyebrow, but you know, she's not one to judge.
I mean, she is, but
So what
Well,
is
not
this?
out loud.
She's exactly judging. But yes, of course. It's like not even him saying I'd do it, his him being like, no, they've had the right research down here to where they could make biogel explode. So
do people keep stay where they are with Ryloff, being within about I don't know, 3 meters or 1.5 meters from the door?
explodey.
Yeah, I mean, I trust him.
I mean, I think we've established I can handle an explosion.
Yeah. Oh well, that's just
Again?
he gave fair warning, I suppose.
The other officers take your advice and give safe distance away from the door, since you warned them that an explosion could occur.
Yeah, sometimes people have more pips on their collars than common sense. Except for Ven, in this case, he just has neither.
Dang.
That's how this is why the Romulan gets dinged all the time. Right or not, which things one doesn't say. So yes, this door, as you recall, was in fact trapped.
Yes.
God in
I think that's why I stopped at it.
heaven. So what kind of equipment are you using to mess
Yes,
with the
on
door?
the wonderful side, I don't think anyone actually brought the equipment I was requisitioning. No, we spent for my spy drone, so that should be here.
Oh yes, that would have been brought down by now. Yeah, you're right.
That's
The
here
spy
at
drone would be with you.
least. We spent for that prematurely. The engineering kit we didn't, but that's because Arlen existed. But then he didn't, because, you know.
For momentum, an engineering kit could have been brought down with the hoplite team.
Certainly. That seems useful.
So you have an engineering kit.
While he's doing that, can I just open this door?
Okay.
You certainly can. One moment, please.
Oh no.
I mean, that's if it
Oh.
isn't actually opening itself, because they were doing that before. But they might not be now. I'm just going to hear a beep and then a boom.
The door, dee, and then you hear a head-shattering screech and wail of voices come from the door. Fitness plus medicine,
Lovely.
difficulty of surprisingly 3.
Mental prowess.
Your eardrums do not respond well to that.
Composure.
Yes. And that's everyone in this hallway.
Oh, everyone has to make that?
Yep.
Oh, this is fun.
Listen, I did warn you, and then you were like, "I'm going to open the door anyway."
Yeah. I'll give you a threat.
Certainly.
Being cool.
I mean, I'm gonna fail. I'm just failing the roll.
Okay. I need rolls from everybody else.
Okay.
Survivor.
Yep.
So we all have to make that roll?
Yep.
Or-
Yep.
Because the sound base, you're in this corridor section, and it just echoes through the hallway. So it's like
I'll give you 3 threat. Why not? I'm good.
3 threat.
There you go. Made it. Oh, I mean, I made a momentum off of that actually because I broke down to 2 anyway. Ha. Ha.
all right. I'll spend 1 momentum, 2 threat.
All right.
It's stiff
I will-
3.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will
Well,
also
I'll put up
spend
with
1 momentum to threat.
Momentum 2 threat.
The one who was braced for an entirely different kind of
Ah,
thing
God
is the
damn
one
it.
making it. Hubris.
Does the hoplite team reduce the difficulty by 1?
No, because no one warned them. You just did it and didn't warn the rest of the away team you were going to do it, so they can't help you. Med team, or the hoplites could have helped, but they didn't know you were opening the door. Everyone was braced for that door to open.
Yeah.
And then Penn just idly goes, what if this thing opens? It's like, it does, and then, oh god, the noise.
Ow.
It's like, you did get the memo about there being cloaked drones and all sorts of horrible things down here, and you saw Alan get mauled, and you still thought.
Well, I thought the possibility we could go this way.
I didn't know that one was trapped too.
1, 2, 3, 4 stress to the first person who failed, which is penned.
Yeah.
For stress to Isa.
Yay.
Come on. Oh, come
2,
on.
3, 4, 5 stress to Ven, who is about to suffer a non-lethal injury from the ear-piercing scream that apparently reverbed in such a way that it was destructive exactly where he's standing. Acoustics is fun.
I knew that was gonna happen. Just knew. Take 2 threat.
Void injury. Okay.
Yep. Worst.
Don't worry, the door still opens.
Great. There's nothing in it, is there?
Oh, there is.
Yeah, that's the worst part. It's never just one thing.
There's a rush of air that passes by you as you see some of the nascent gases in the room and wisps of smoke about the area kind of start rushing into the room. Your Eva suit warns you that there is a vacuum in front of you. And then you notice as it says that, a force field kind of appears in front of you briefly. And you notice that inside this room, you can see there's a variety of environmental control ports that encompass a good chunk of the walls. More than you really think would be necessary. You're only a high-tech enough environmental system. You only need like 1 port, and that can empty a room in a hurry. These seem to be doing it like almost instantly. And in the middle of the room, you can see what appears to be two individuals who are kind of just laying down in the room.
Hmm.
They're not moving much. They're not moving at all.
Found people.
There's a lot
Romulan,
going on here,
Klingon,
but we do have a
human,
job to do. We're
indigenous.
not going to worry about that everything.
I don't know.
Ensign Ben, are you all right? Says one of the
Yes.
hoplites.
Oh, my ears! Oh. Oh. Ow.
Oh, actually, each of you who took stress, take one less stress because your Eva suit gives one armor. So, Ben, you didn't need to avoid injury.
Oh, thank you.
That I forgot about that.
Well, continue, Lieutenant Rylov.
Okay. Oh, this entire facility, I mean, just on this floor alone, we've encountered many, many experiments going on. And all of them are concealed behind various traps, often relating to the experiment. What was it to even open this door?
I was calculating that, and then he poked the door.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
You weren't elected.
You were appointed. Control security difficulty 4.
Control, security. Subtle. Trait.
Yeah, diff 3.
Mistrusts Klingons.
Comp increase.
Yep. Paranoid.
Comp increase. Comp increase, yeah.
Damn. I don't believe any other traits are useful or harmful. I should specify or harmful.
Hoplites.
You could invoke the hoplites to help you with it.
Yeah, no, they're actually competent. That's true. Yeah.
So that pulls them over. Do you want comp decrease or diff decrease?
We'll go diff.
And you also get defector that pulls down one or the other, and I'll be right back.
Diff 1. Okay. And I'll give you a threat. Oh, he's going to be right back. But okay.
Sometimes you just need to open doors.
I disagree.
Yeah, I like how we're doing like 6 story arcs all at the same time. We've got orbs, we've got Borg, we've got Romulans. We've got
We just gotta
alternate.
combine it all together.
Yeah. We've just got. Would you like? How many? What different type of plot would you like this week? Yes.
Different plot is the same.
I say waiting for the mirror universe to show up again. Maybe some Breen.
I mean, we already have multiple realities going right now. So who's to say they're not already
Yeah.
here?
Although we did specifically establish in the last session that the mirror universe is not the reality that this like wormhole is interacting with.
Yeah, isn't it from our original?
It's some other reality.
Yeah, from my impression, the mirror universe is like special in the way it is like in universal opposites, as opposed to whatever's happening here is like completely other realities. That was my impression.
Yeah.
Take a threat, GM.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Yeah, well, and I've always gathered that like the mirror universe is one that like, because our like the Starfleet of our reality has so much experience dealing with the mirror universe, like their quantum signature and like interactions with that universe are something that are pretty well documented.
You see
Something that's pretty easy to rule out.
You see what appears to be some sort of break room or rest stop area with a small table and a couple of chairs that definitely don't belong in a Borg facility. These are I would say Romulan design, but that gives these things more substance than they really are. Think like folding chairs, but sci-fi-ish. So Romulan sci-fi folding chairs and a folding table that's just kind of there with a couple of cups kind of left there. You do see that there's a makeshift sort of a system that would be unfamiliar to most of you, but Rylef, you would have seen this before, especially at your rank. That's a makeshift cot that you can build inside enclosed areas. It's sort of a netting that allows you to store stuff up there, but it's also somewhere you can kind of pull yourself up to and kind of it gives you a safe place to sleep that's also up, it's out of the immediate sight line of someone opening the door.
This was an enlisted's room. A room for enlisted personnel. Does it look like the Klingons have been through here by their natural I must kick things out of the way?
The room does look disheveled, yeah.
Yeah.
Given the history of this place, does that even mean a ton?
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, I let's continue that.
Yeah. And actually, as a question, was that door? No, actually, I believe that was already asked by the fact Defector worked. It was not a Klingon trap.
Yeah, that was a Romulan one, yeah.
Okay. We'll continue.
I would have tried to vaporize everyone within range of it.
Yeah. Man, imagine my shock. But the doors are no longer opening as we approach.
They are, but if you move that door, you were moving up to it, and then you saw the trap before you walk through. You're like, before I approach this door, it actually triggered the thing. I have to be careful not to actually walk through. That's why Penn easily could just open the door. It's just you walk up to it, the door opens, and immediately the trap went off.
Got it. Yeah, the trap and the door is separate. Yep. The doors are friendly. The rest of the building is still not.
By the way, insight security difficulty of 2.
Inside security. Paranoid.
That's why this is happening.
Okay. Lovely. Paranoia focus then.
Yeah.
Mistrust Klingons exists still.
Comp increase.
Comp increase. Yep, just because they're here and being a problem. Wary Talon.
That would help.
Okay. It's a reroll, but rerolls are helpful. I'll give you a... What difficulty was this, sorry?
2.
I'll give you a threat. Made it, and I've got 2 rerolls, so yep, okay. 2 because bold and wary.
You examine the door. On a quick glance, you examine the door and find that it is, in fact, perfectly fine. It looks like it would be very difficult to open if the security protocols were in effect. Looks like a reinforced door of some kind, but there's nothing beyond the locking mechanism to it. Your paranoia made you look for something that wasn't there.
That happens all the time. For example, I don't exactly 100% trust the fact that Pend is behind me.
Yeah. He could be a mirror agent here to kill you.
No, it could just be Pend trying to kill me because he's had enough.
True.
There's any reason of things.
Mm.
I mean, if Pen
No,
was going
this
to
is-
kill you, you'd know Pen was going to kill you.
Perhaps, perhaps not. You have a history in intelligence. Let's
Don't worry about it.
Yes, an airlock system. Or, style of door connectors.
Mm-hmm.
Which, naturally, we will attempt to continue. There's been a lot of airlock system doors, so that's not exactly...
You see... Oh, God. Sorry, I just inhaled a pepper for a second.
Ooh, that's the worst.
Okay. The best way to indicate this would be... Nope. You notice that this room seems to have a long ceramic carpet of sorts. It's the sort of thing that Romulan facilities will kind of roll out to kind of make a place to add some color to a room, to make it a little more Romulan, a little less alien. But imagine like a bunch of ceramic tiles that are attached and can be rolled up to each other, so it makes it portable. And then if you just kind of lay it flat, and they all kind of plop into space. This also acts as a foundation for what you see there, what appears to be a computer console.
Right, well, it not being destroyed says nothing, because these are Tarkin people, Tarkin Klingons, who like to actually learn things. Shockingly. First thing is to make sure it's not actually got a input trap system on it, or if it has indeed been prior tampered with.
How are you checking it?
Visually.
Insight security, difficulty of 2.
I don't want to scan a thing that ostensibly has enough senses to understand it's being scanned.
That's why I have to ask.
Paranoid. Subtle as well.
No hurt, no loss. No hurt, no gain, rather. Sorry.
Okay. Mistrust Klingons, though.
Comp increase. Just assume that one's gonna fire until you find the Klingons.
Even once we've found them.
Yeah. At least then you know where they are.
Defector, question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it was a diff 2?
Mm-hmm.
So diff 1, got it. Give you a threat, and... Yep.
It would seem that there is no input trap built into it. In fact, you get the feeling that the security for this is the people that were in the previous room. If you're this far in, you're supposed to be here.
Yeah, ideally the base self-destruct should be activated by now. If I were them, not me here getting in. But yes, You know, it'd be really, really lovely if someone had done the stupid thing of there's a post-it note on the side of the screen or the console with the password.
For 2 momentum.
Yes. Just on the note of you having said that, you're not supposed to be here unless you belong here.
There's a tiny little pad kind of set next to it, which, and anywhere else, pads are all over the place, ubiquitous. But you know how lazy some enlisted can be sometimes, and you know what? Memorizing every stupid Tal Shiar password, yes, it's against regs, but screw it, I don't care. I don't want to enter this 15, this stupid long series of numbers and characters just to log in to check my time.
They change it at irregular intervals anyway, so.
Yeah.
But yes.
Look,
access.
I'll vaporize the pad if I must. Yeah, no test to get into the computer though.
GM.
Yeah.
So, Ben told us the digits he was informed of, correct?
Uh-huh.
As we've been walking around the different rooms, do they have any form of markings?
Not really, no. It has that sort of Borg. No room's really the same, but yet at the same time they all become the same, which kind of gives reason as to why the Romulans, while they're here, kind of try to spice the place up a bit, just to kind of make it less oppressive.
Okay. Well,
Ironic.
probably. Well, never mind.
No, that was a good question. I get why you asked it. I understand.
Yeah, just in case it was like room number identification, sort of lead us in a general direction.
Yeah, we'll do a quick sweep through this console and see what it is relevant to or what it pertains to.
You have access to a computer console.
Yes. What is the extent of its access?
It does not identify its purpose.
Lovely. Well, let's assume a security console and actually, let's go for does it display access records?
Do you ask it to display access records?
Yes.
It does. It shows access records.
Okay. When what's the most recent time before our access that it was accessed? I'm trying to get a date on if the Klingons actually, or a timestamp if the Klingons did use it or not. Or if there was someone else using it far more recently, which would be also concerning.
It would coincide with stardate 60140. It says it in like Romulan dates, but you can translate it to other people.
I mean, I'm sure that's how I have to translate Starfleet dates anyway. So
yeah, so some time ago.
Okay. So the Klingons never accessed it. Does it give
a map?
Yes. I mean, probably not, but
that file has been deleted.
Yes, naturally.
Can we undelete it? Can we take it from the recycle bin?
No. That's not a thing Romulans really do.
Internal security, as in life science, bioscience detection for intruder purposes of intruders.
Give me reason plus security difficulty of 2. The computer will attempt to assist you.
Lovely.
Do you want me to do that one?
A reason security? I can absolutely nail that.
Okay. Do you want an assist?
If you want to, you can. But yeah.
Let's just say I'm rocking a 15 for that one.
A non-Romulan's helping with the computer? Complication increase.
Tried and tested. This is not my first foreign agency console.
You are assisting currently.
Yeah. Well, I've got mistrust Klingon, so that's also naturally up. Romulans making it easier. Defector, I already know protocol.
Romulans making this already easier, and also you understand the language, so I have to retranslate.
Yeah.
Defector doesn't help because you're the wrong branch.
That's fair.
This isn't a Star Navy facility.
Subtle.
I'll take it.
Okay. And I'll give you a threat.
Threat die.
There we go.
Focus in mental prowess.
Yep. Oh, and the facility. Get you 2 hits.
This facility wants to help.
You're a valid user. Of course I'm helping you.
Yes, naturally.
Although you do have an unfamiliar person nearby, but you know, we can live with that.
Clearly, it's just one of the alien auxiliaries we sometimes have.
There are...
Translation slave.
God.
That's how it is!
I mean, yeah, but like... There we go. That's what I was looking for. 1, 2.
Oh, for the record, Pend, Azen, the Klingons have been deactivating and then reactivating security systems behind them because they're twats.
I love how the non-English say that word incorrectly.
Twat?
Yeah, you're supposed to say because they're twats.
Twat is how we say it in New Zealand. So go away. 5 Romulan. Ooh, 5 Romulan.
Beyond your immediate team, obviously.
Yes. Well, I mean, there's only 1 Romulan in the immediate team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's only one person you know for sure is a Romulan. Everyone else is a theoretical Romulan.
No, most of you are far too incompetent for that.
That's what they want you to think.
Exactly. The true competency is when you make other people think you're so incompetent that they don't realize when you are competent.
Questions on locations.
They are in the upper left quadrant.
Both groups?
Yep.
Same room?
No.
Okay. Huh. Okay, so they're about to fight, probably. Unless the Romulans called them down here, which would also be possible.
I already thought of this. That's funny.
Open doors along the route to them? Question mark? Is that possible?
That has already happened.
Okay.
What was the
Disable
question?
security systems on the way there.
Requires administrator override.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Lieutenant Ryloff, do you want to step back from the console for a moment?
Oh, certainly. Try. Yes, it's going to be much harder as it immediately recognizes you are not a Romulan. But
Don't worry. Hey GM,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to input that sequence of numbers.
oh, it's going to blow up.
That's why I've just said stand back.
I don't have anything for that float, I don't think. Unless it can give me identifications on the Romulans, like if they're personnel, it should have ID files on them, or personnel files.
Yeah, you could ask that.
Yeah.
Administration command team.
Noted.
And you can put some random numbers into the machine.
Could have asked if that sounded like a command code, because it does not sound like a command code.
Oh, buddy. Sorry, I just screwed up my own things. You need to give me an oppose fitness security as the console blinks the numbers at you in response. And it says processing. And then for a brief second, there is almost like this thunderclap noise coming from the machine. And you immediately start backing away as you've heard the sound of a console overloading. And that sounds like it's about to zort you.
Zort.
Yay! Composure as a focus.
At comp.
Sure. Quick reflexes as a trait.
That does help. It gives you a free hit.
Tried and tested. This is not the first console I've blown up.
Yes, it is. No.
Oh, this way it is. Sorry, so what's the difficulty?
Opposed.
Oh, so I've got a hit. Okay.
It tells us the administration team of this facility is still alive.
I'm gonna roll 6 challenge. You get 3.
Great.
I have a reroll.
I just got super lucky.
I got 7.
So you only gain 1. Zort, and you just jump away from it before it pumps you full of security juice. The console does not, in fact, blow up. It seems like that's a design feature of this computer console.
Yeah, that's also not particularly surprising.
Well, it wasn't an access code.
No. Either way, we know that at least a portion of the administration staff are still alive. Administration, the Tal Shiar operation here, and that the Klingons are quite close to them, rather. So we should keep going. Worse to know that is in this direction. So.
I heard something explode. What happened?
Don't worry about it.
He sees the smoldering console.
No, the console's fine.
Right, I will not worry about it.
The smoking console. Because it did fire recently.
Yes.
Yeah, it still works.
We'll get through this door, or we'll, progress, as it were.
Insight security opposed.
Inside security.
Yay.
Paranoia
That helps here.
helps. Yay.
Do the hoplites help?
They can.
I was having them help you with doors, so yes. Subtle.
Yep.
Mistrust Klingons goes up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got it backwards. Forgot what kind of door this was. This is difficulty of 3.
Oh, okay. So diff 1 at the moment.
Yeah.
I'll give you a threat.
I forgot where you were going. I was like, whoops, nope, that's wrong.
And then I'll reroll that. And then I'll reroll that. Oh. Well, I had to fish. We still made 2. I don't know what I can spend the float on.
You find it easier to detect the traps to a specific model of doors.
There was no trap on this door. Right? I did a paranoia roll for that.
Yeah.
No, but it makes it easier because of your familiarity with this type of door for you to
Okay, yeah,
find
I
the
get what
trap.
you're saying. Yep. that
I
familiarize.
would hand those back to you because they do very wildly.
Okay, familiarizing with just opening the mechanisms of these doors. Or getting through them. Less the trap aspect, more the physical aspect.
Yes, I mean you're not doing tests to open the doors, but if you do have to open the doors, you're familiar with how the doors open and close, and the doors are fairly consistent in that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You are able
doors.
to quickly. There actually was something in that door frame that was a panic button that was going to start alerting everyone to your presence. It's summoning security to your presence, but you quickly are able to disable it before it does anything. Basically, I'm a Romulan Navy officer pissed off. And it's like, oh, okay. And it just leaves you alone.
Yeah. And then we have to spoof it for everyone else to get through, but yes.
You notice that in this room, there are a variety of severely decomposed bodies that are displayed across the walls.
Displayed. Oh. Uniformed or no?
They are without. They have minimal articles of clothing, which do seem to have withstood time, but then again, a lot of spacer outfits tend to withstand wear.
Durable.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're fairly durable.
Generic, like not specific species, but like generic, like volcanoid or humanoid.
For momentum,
Sure.
I'll answer that.
Okay.
Wait, no, I can't do that because that's off the door. That has no relation to door.
Yeah,
Sorry,
okay,
it would
fair.
be. It would require insight or reason plus medicine, difficulty of 2.
Okay, well, that sounds like a Aza problem. But they're all very much dead. So, Commander. I would say hold your nose, but you're in an Eva suit, so.
I'm sorry, what do you need me for?
With the bodies on the wall.
Oh, those. Okay. I will step in after them. Try not to look mortified because I've seen this before, and begin scanning them.
Reduce difficulty for the medical team.
Yep. Div 1.
That's right. Well, I clicked 3 dice, so I don't know why it only rolls 2.
Funsies.
Well, there you go.
Hey.
Um. Your tricorder gives you a reading.
GM, when you say humans, do you mean humanoids or Homo sapiens?
Homo sapien.
Okay.
That is worth asking. You're right.
I just want clarification on the language.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
she's going to not make sense of the data, and at first she's like, I think the tricorder is broken, these readings don't make sense. And then she's going to think about it a little bit more and say, no, the readings don't make sense because these aren't living beings, these are synthetics, they are biological, yes, but inorganic. They are being grown in some kind of vat to be given their facsimile of humans, not true humans.
Interesting.
Um, First question. I don't know. Is there anything about them that seems to be distinct from human physiology or biology?
In what manner?
Um, like, are they like augments? Are they like are they hollow, or are they literally just copies of humans but not made the way humans are made?
Oh, I'll take a moment for that. I can answer that. Yep.
You see her you see her grab a bit of flesh and like try to pull it up to like a microscope to examine it, and she says, without the most thorough of uh medical scans of specific parts of the body or an autopsy, it's highly unlikely a physician could recognize these things as inhuman. Whatever they are, I think there's a good chance these were designed to be sleeper agents to be deployed into the Federation. Or, if not sleeper agents, undercover agents.
So, this isn't a Borg facility. This is just a general facility that has Borg in it.
It tells you
If
how
I
much
had to guess,
exploits
this
the Borg.
sounds like a Romulan technique made using Borg technology. This was probably one of their experiments with Borg.
Yes.
It's sick. It's cruel. It's duplicitous.
After we've got what we've come for, we'll try to get as much information and use it in defense. Hopefully, if this is happening elsewhere, we should be able to counter it to some degree, but for now, let's keep moving forward. Let's see what.
We brought trans. Oh, God, sorry.
Let's see what the next room's level of atrocities have to hold.
With your permission, Captain, I would like to keep one on board for further study.
Under strict security, but yes.
So as Ven's walking through the room,
Mhm.
after them, do these bodies have do they appear to be like different from each other? Are they like supposed to be like? Do they have different features, or are they all the same?
I'll take one of the momentum that are floating out there because that's something Aza might have discovered during this. They appear to be different people.
Okay. I am going to send you a thing, Corby.
Mm-hmm. Ow, itchy head. Ow, ow,
Oh no.
Well, something tickled him.
Uh,
Oh, by the way, Van, fitness medicine
uh-huh.
difficulty 3.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna spend 3 momentum.
Okay.
No focus. Hey, I got a 1 anyway. I'm tired of cold calling things. Ven's just walking. He stops for a moment, turns to the right,
Familiar eye, familiar tilt of the head. That hair
and
looks
he just
familiar.
falls to his knees.
One of the hoplites immediately runs over to you and keeps you from falling to the ground. He's like, "Whoa, you all right, Ensign?"
Ben, Ensign, sweetheart, what's going on?
Suit's fine.
He's just
One of the
breathing heavily. He looks up at one of the
Oh, it's your family,
figures,
isn't it?
a woman. Mom.
Just look over here, Ensign. Just don't look at that for a second, all right?
Lieutenant Rylov, open the next door.
I'm
Sir.
going to stay here with him, Captain.
Maybe not in this room, Counselor, says one of the hoplites. As they look around, and even the hoplites look a little like, yeah, this room's not creepy at all.
Yes, please, let's come back to the previous room.
I'm tired of cold calling things. It sucks.
So, Ryle, open the next door, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Insight security, difficulty 4.
Insight security. Klingons makes it immediately calm 2. Paranoid and subtle.
Reduces diff.
Okay.
Yes, they both reduce diff. I had to think about it. Sorry.
Yep. And I'll give you a threat.
Certainly. Because
Get dead end.
also, hilariously,
And I'm guessing that's just a back and forth here.
mm-hmm. This particular door did have something to it. It basically had a subroutine that was supposed to. It does like flitter a bunch of numbers and patterns at you, but it doesn't make any sense to you. And it doesn't have any real effect on you. You're not sure what that was about. It looked like a bunch of code. But your suit doesn't react. The hoplites don't react to it.
Well, no, I would have to guess that these biomechanical things would react to it. That is my guess. We'll just, save that for Van and whoever is going to look into this later if they want to. and when they're not traumatized.
I don't
And,
think I want to look into this.
Yeah, exactly. So, maybe it's going to be for Talora later, because she's not so much. We'll go through the secret door. Secret tunnel.
You do also notice that back here, right about. No, it's the right size. Never mind. Boop.
Oh.
You notice there is a hidden. Well, it's hidden because it's behind this door, and all that. But it appears to be a transporter pad, like a portable one that you would use. It's not like, because it's not a Borg one. It's like one you would set up. It's, think, a more a repeatable version of a pattern enhancer, which is also a transporter pad.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a pain in the neck to install, but if you really want a single person pad somewhere and you want to go through the effort of setting it up, it is a thing one can do.
Romulan or Klingon?
Klingon.
Okay, well, we found out where they went. I'm guessing it probably takes them just over the wall. Captain?
Yes,
Should I? Klingon transporter pad. It should not be too much of a difficulty to get the last set of coordinates out of it and then follow them. But it is
go
one
ahead.
person at a time. Very well. Thralix is like, this sounds like a bad idea, but yeah, let's do it. I'm not a scientist, but I don't even know if this is a science thing. It might be. It's probably an engineering thing. Transport is engineering.
So Ryloff stepping onto the pad.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeet.
Ryloff vanishes.
Hoplites, follow me. God damn it.
I mean, you're not gonna wait for me to contact you first?
Poof.
No, he's not.
Oh, great! You just left the commander alone with the
Yes.
ensign
Poof.
who's having a fucking mental breakdown.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
she's the perfect person for it.
Yeah, it's my job, Ben. Don't worry about it. Ensign.
Well, it's the alone part that's concerning.
Ensign, are you sure it was your mother? Are you sure you could not be misidentifying her? I mean, corpses were pretty desiccated.
It was her. The hair. Face.
Okay. I think we have to beam back to the Achilles.
A surge of energy roars throughout the entire facility.
And like that naps Ven out of it for a moment, if only just because adrenaline.
Your suits deactivate.
Charming.
Oh no.
You're in combat timing now because you're about to pass out because you're sitting inside of a controlled environment with limited air.
And Ven has just been hyperventilating. Fucking great.
Commander Asa, Ensign Ven, what do you do?
Yeah, tap my communicator and say, 2 to emergency beam up.
Or 3, I think, because is that the medical person who's also there?
Oh, yeah, them too. They count.
They're people too.
Control, engineering, difficulty. You're not on a pad. You are going to a pad. The person
You
who's
do have
doing this is
enhancers,
probably in
though.
the room. Do you deploy the enhancers?
Then we'll do so.
Okay. Spoop.
Because he was probably the one carrying them about.
And
Which is why he was that's why he was lagging behind everyone. Because he's the guy lugging the pattern enhancers on his back.
someone on the ship needs to roll control engineering diff 2, assisted by sensors engineering.
Frolic, do you want to take
yeah.
that?
So if you take that, someone's gonna have to roll for me, because
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
grab
yeah.
it for you.
That's right. That's right. I apologize.
Focus in transporters.
Mm-hmm.
Spend the determination. Moving things is my job.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a threat and a momentum. And this is ship.
How many did I say again? That many.
Create the
Meanwhile, go ahead.
shall I say, create the advantage of considering he's beamed within the facility now. It's easier for him to beam again within the facility.
I would say that, as long as they're connected to the comm chain.
Okay.
Speaking of, in the upper left, you should see a new area opened up.
Oh, lovely.
Ooh, goody.
And
Wow, this map is so big.
aren't you glad you found the pad? Ryloff and Pend, you saw that you heard the same noise, and your suits also shut off. And the pad shut off.
No.
Well. Shut off through what cause or what reason is it citing?
You see no lights on it. There's that loud thunderclap surge of energy, and then your suit just poof, blinks off.
Like if he checks his phaser, does that still have power?
No.
Got it. Well, if all the power's gone, then there's no way to fix that. So that is just going to have to be take off the helmet. As I recall.
Take off your helmet. One moment. You will have one. Wait. You're fine. Don't worry about it, Ryloff.
Yeah.
What do the hoplites and Pen do? They see Ryloff take his helmet off, and he takes a deep breath, and he seems fine.
He also
Controlled
seems very
breathing.
scrutinizing.
Say again, Pen.
Controlled breathing. Like, so purposely breathing in a way that we preserve oxygen as long as possible, while the lieutenant starts opening doors.
Yeah.
Control plus medicine. Difficulty of would be 3, but the hoplites are here and they're trained to do this, and they're able to help you and help them. You're all kind of helping each other out, maintain rhythm.
Composure.
Yeah. As you're trying to stretch out the what little air you have left in the reserve tank, which is a passive tank for exactly this reason.
I do have a milestone for medical. Could I burn that?
I would say so, yeah.
Value of when shit goes wrong, figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I would say also mission directive 1 or 2, but if I die, I can't investigate the research base.
I'll take first mission directive. Because the cause of this is the fact that you're investigating deeper and deeper.
Well, I've already hit it, so I'll just roll the 2.
I'm clicking on everything but the thing I need.
Spend 2 to create an advantage of. Due to the techniques, we can extend the amount of combat rounds we have.
I'll take it, yep. You'll fall out of combat rounds for now. I have a certain amount of time. I know I'll... After moving so many zones, I'll trigger something. But you've bought more time because of that, so I'll just add one more to it. You see the by the way, before the room itself is still lit. There's a brief panic moment of your suit shut off, the pad shuts off, but you notice the ambient light from the Borgified walls or Borg walls. That ambient light still stays on, so the room is still lit. In addition, oops. Over here, you see stacks upon stacks of crates that have Romulan lettering on them. And normally I would say only Ryloff would understand that, but every Starfleet officer, even if they don't know Romulan, they know that particular Romulan because it says Romulan Ale, and it has like a seal of the vineyard it comes from, like the distillery.
Well, I know what's getting confiscated at the end of this mission.
To no one's shock whatsoever. Alright, so we know they were top left. We don't know where they are from here. They might have gone right or left. And it was hard to tell which doors to be tampered with.
Well, we only have so much time.
Is there...
So open doors.
Okay, yeah, we'll go this way.
The door slides open.
Oh. I like this already.
Oh, it's like we're playing Snake on an old mobile.
Yes. Base layout is intended to be confusing and disorienting.
Do you attempt to pass through this doorway?
Yes, sir.
Insight plus security difficulty 3.
Insight, security, Mistrust Klingons goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Subtle and paranoid.
Paranoid neither helps or hurts.
Subtle.
Subtle will fire though.
Okay, so diff 2, and I'll give you a threat. Woo!
Uh-oh.
Yikes! Okay, well, I've got 2 of these.
You notice that there is a contact stunning mechanism in the contact that would let you open the door.
Damn. Is that one Klingon?
Nope, that's Ramian.
Okay. Listen, I'm always going to keep asking if there's like something they've added finally.
Mm-hmm.
Any prior signs of tampering or any prior signs that this was bypassed? Because that has
No.
so far been my means of deducing if the Klingons have been here or not.
No, whoever used this used it the proper way, if at all.
Right, well, we'll go through anyway, and then they
How?
haven't been this way.
The door doesn't open automatically.
The door doesn't open automatically. Tragic, so they don't want us to go here. Lovely. Okay, so they haven't been this way. Pan, you want me to just go another way?
Please.
This isn't the Klingons, so okay, we'll backtrack to this way.
You went that way. Whoops. Wrong thing. This one.
I've entirely forgotten that the spider ants existed until this point. No dead ends, no, I mean, it's dead end, no, false doors.
Insight security difficulty of 3.
Inside security, I'm guessing the same things as before.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you the same thing as before. Which means 2 momentum gained. Right, no thoughts come to mind for the float. How about you, Ben?
Advantage that it's not trapped.
Advantage that it's not trapped.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's a simple advantage, but you know.
Yeah. What horrors is it in this room? If anything, it could just be a room. I would like it to just be a room, but it doesn't seem to be.
As you step into the room, and you start rounding the corner, Pen, you notice the hoplites start coming after you and then collapse. As they didn't seem to have as good controlled breathing as you did.
I'm gonna hit the emergency transport on their badges.
They bleep negatively because the badges don't have power. Actually, they don't bleep at all. You just slap their badges.
Okay. Is there a trap on
New.
this door?
Oh, don't worry about it. New scene.
I had an idea, and then it's like, never mind. But granted.
Aza and Ven are safely able to get back to the ship. And Commander Threlick.
Yeah, that's me.
Jashu looks over her shoulder and says, "We have lost contact with the rest of the away team. I don't see the hoplites, Ryloff, or the captain."
Are they still on sensors?
No, Commander.
All right. Get scans of their most recent location. See if there's new interference or activity in the area.
That would require a reason plus science roll, difficulty of 3. This is by sensor science. I imagine any
I'll
support
have
characters being
someone
summoned.
do that. Yeah.
I presume Rymek, though you do have a chief specialist in here with a very long name that I cannot pronounce for the life
Sure,
of me.
let's go for Rymek.
Rymek. Who's rolling for Rymek?
Sure. Does the talent of visual spectrum kick in?
No. Worth asking, though.
A focus of investigative techniques.
I'll take that.
And the dedicated focus of investigative techniques. So, you can generate a bonus momentum. Oh no, only on the dice that hit 2. Okay. Spend his determination. I see things others can't.
Mm-hmm.
And spend 1 threat and 1 momentum. And reroll. We're at 4. 6.
As you perform the scan and you check the because a lot of the scan logs aren't from the ship itself because the facility basically baffles all sensors. All the sensors one has is from the EvaSuit computers and the tricorder readings. And that was basically passed along through the comm network. Last known contact was they were in the room with the bodies, and then that's when Penn, Ryloff, and the team vanished. As far as Aza and Ven's and the medical team's sensors go, they didn't see them anymore. They stepped around that corner and then into that side room, and then they popped away.
Unfortunately, Commander, they've either entered a specific part of the facility that's sensor baffles even more than the passive they had going, or they're just not there.
Right. What's our closest secondary team to that location?
There's a security team out. One of them's outside, like not in the facility, but like outside the building, like the entire facility, because they have like a security perimeter they're patrolling.
Get me boots on the ground at that location. I want to see what the disturbance is. I want constant communication lines up with that team.
Aye, Commander, says Jashu as she begins carrying out your orders.
Did we pick up the surge?
For a momentum, you could ask me that.
Or we had a float, but yeah.
Yep, I'll take that float. Yeah, you detect the surge because that's something they probably would have. That's something you could see through the convoys. Because actually, a lot of the convoys would have shut off because of the surge.
And would we have been informed of what happened to the away team that came back's suits?
No one said anything. No one's asked.
Does the scan reveal it as some form of an EMP defense mechanism or anything?
For a momentum, I'll answer.
Sure.
Make sure I have this right. This would coincide with a Borg energy draining weapon, except it's an energy draining pulse as opposed to a beam.
Would Rymet be able to deduce what effect that would have on the away team's equipment, including air supply?
For a momentum, yeah.
Sure.
They have Evasuit's passive will give you about 6 to 12 hours. Gives you enough time to repair your air systems and get the backup generator going again, and then you get your weeks-long air supply that the suit normally has. But if you're knocked down to your passive, you're breathing out of one particular little emergency tank that's supposed to keep you alive just long enough to fix the problem with the suit. Because by that point, if you had too many passives, you'd have a bunch of boxes attached to the suit that would make it ungainly and bulky.
So it would be easy to tell that in this situation they've probably been knocked down to passive.
Yep.
Commander, we may wish to expedite that. The energy reading that we've picked up seemed to be a Borg drain defense. If the away team is still down there, they'd be on passive oxygen.
And if they don't know what's causing the problem, Joshua looks over, then they didn't know what they're fixing. Borg dampening is a whole other problem than just a short or an EMP pulse.
Meaning they're going to be getting very close to suffocating.
Tactical 2 reports Commander.
I was muted.
Yeah.
Sorry. I, not super important what I said so far, but like I'd asked for suggestions. I think was the most pressing part.
All right. Tactical 2 calls out and says, Commander, we're being hailed.
Science continue with solutions. Put the hail on screen.
Whoa. On screen, you see a human in civilian garments of some variety. Hello there. This is the Starship Void Treader. I'm looking for the U.S.S. Achilles. I did get the right ship, right?
You did.
Good. I'm shipping some personnel care of Starfleet Command. I'm supposed to send you bona fides. 1 second. I have it here. There. Should be going over now. And Tactical taps at something, and then you see what Tactical's seeing on your chair computer. As it shows that you have a bevy of officers. Basically, they're the people who are sent out to refresh your, to cycle out some of your people. Though normally it would be the Wildfire, or actually, it would normally be the Kaptana that does this, but as you know, the Kaptana and the Wildfire are kind of busy at the moment. So Starfleet Command basically merchant marined a civil craft to go, hey, could you move some Starfleet officers for us? And she's like, sure, I'm a Federation citizen, I don't mind.
What was the name of the captain again?
Anorik Volkov.
Well, Captain Volkov, I appreciate your arrival. I'll have my con officer set you up with a window to drop off. We're currently in the middle of a delicate situation, so approach with caution.
Yellow lights and shields up. Gotcha, Commander. I also noticed you read through as you read through more of the paper, you see at the bottom that it has a Starfleet intelligence insignia, which wouldn't mean much. It means somewhere along the way intelligence is involved, but you know as a command officer that that's a signal that she's intelligence. She's Starfleet intelligence, or she's an agent of theirs.
Just like finish going through that and say, well, Captain, I appreciate those crew members as soon as you can.
Commander, I'll move to the rendezvous coordinates and keep my shields nice and fired. I'll bother your officer. Carry on, Commander. Sorry to bother you. And boop, she cuts her end.
All right, people. Again, solutions for our potentially suffocating crew down on the surface.
And with that,
we beam down an air supply to them.
That will be the end of the episode.